welcome to another episode of PLOPP Life. We're back. We're here for another week. People love other people's problems. We are here this week, and we want to make sure that you are following and subscribing to our channel on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram and all those good things. So please make sure you do that. I am Deshon Gray.
Ooh.
Down there is the gorgeous.
Let me turn this volume down.
Very gorgeous.
Thank you.
What's her name?
Mona.
Your name? What's gorgeous?
Mona. My name is, today, we're going to do a little Sacagawea is what we're going today, if you've never heard of it.
That sounds like a remote restaurant somewhere far.
Is it?
Let's go on down to the Sacagawea.
Granger, Sacagawea today. Got it. And in the middle is Mo. Mona, not Monique.
Right.
No. In the middle, where she at? In the middle, where? Mona in the middle, where she at? Mona's in the middle.
I like a
Mona's right.
every now and then.
A little sandwich. Yes, that's her right there. She's so very beautiful and gorgeous. She's here to plot with us today. The very critically acclaimed. You like how I put all that on there?
I love that.
You like it? Why not? Say it. They told me to say it until you see it. But I see it. Because she is an author and she wrote a book and she will tell us about her book that she's wrote. That's not right to say wrote, huh? That she's written.
It's right to say wrote.
You can say wrote, that she wrote.
Mm-hmm.
I know that wrote is correct, but I didn't say that at first. I said that she written.
It's all right.
It's right because it's plop. Amen.
Correct.
Hey, honey. We are here today, and we're on your channels here. If you want to see us, please look us up on YouTube at PLOPP Life, and on Facebook at PLOPP Life, and on Instagram at PLOPP Life, and on Twitter at PLOPP Life, and everything, and all those things at PLOPP Life.
Plopping.
Yes, we're plopping, and if you want to talk to us,
If
you
you
can
wanna
do
talk.
so by calling. How do they call?
310-910-9676 extension number 1.
Yes, call us. Talk to us. Chime in when you want to. I'm on my Facebook. Sacha's on her Facebook. Mama, you on your Facebook?
I think so.
I don't know. I'm not that technical.
You can see her.
Yeah.
You can,
Come on,
if you look on
I'll
Facebook,
give it
you'll
to
see
you
her.
and you can do it on a break or something.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's do that.
Because we'll be
So we can
filming
do that.
things we didn't intend to.
Well.
But if you want to hear us, you can hear us. If you're just riding in your car, we don't want you to be looking at your phone. If you're
Take a
riding
ride in the car and listen.
at any time you want to, but you can just do that by going to Spreaker or iTunes for those who like podcasting, iTunes and Spotify and Google Play and
Everywhere.
We are.
Oh.
we're everywhere. We're
We
trying to be
worldwide.
everywhere. We're trying to be. We're trying to do what we need to do. And we're going to be talking tonight about the cost it takes. You see all those things? Cost. The cost it takes to be you.
And
that's basically just what it takes just to do your day-to-day. In the business, they say day-to-day. Your daily life. Because it costs some people more than others. And we'll get into all that later on.
Okay, yeah.
But yes, we'll also do a flip and rotate later on too. We gonna flip and rotate later?
We flipping and rotating.
Flipping and rotate is when we take all of our issues that we're looking at. Because we're sitting on the big green virtual sofa.
We are.
And so we like to clean up the sofa sometime and find some things that we're looking for, some things that we didn't know we were looking for that we needed.
I need some quarters.
And
underneath that sofa.
we need some quarters?
A lot of them.
I need the dollar bills that fell out the big wallet.
Let's fill out the big
Big
wallet.
wallet. He lost his wallet.
We need that too.
Before I gave it
We
back.
need that too.
Oh, here go your wallet.
And in that segment, we'll be talking about what, girl?
We're going to talk about Malik Yoba. He's been trending this week.
He has been trending. Find out why.
Right, in a positive way, though.
Yeah.
We're also going to talk about the Texas shooting and some changes that Walmart has implemented.
Okay.
We're going to speak about the Amazon fires as well as Tevin Bowes Thomas. He's been in the news as well.
Yeah. We do want to send our condolences to the families of Valerie Harper, Rhoda.
Yeah.
I loved Rhoda.
Yes.
I loved Mary Tyler Moore's show. And that was Mary Tyler Moore's BFF forever, honey. She was loud. She was obnoxious. She was all those things, honey. But she was fun and she was consistent. And she did pass away from brain cancer. She had brain cancer. And she was 60 years old.
Oh, wow.
I know.
80. I'm sorry, 80.
I was like 60.
She was 80 years old.
Okay.
And also Alfred Jackson passed away. He was 66. He was Prince's brother.
Right.
The musician
yes,
Prince.
yes,
They had the same mother, different father. But we just say brother in the black community. Alfred Jackson.
Alfred
They be like, oh, it's
Jackson.
half brother. I be like, they had the same mama, they brothers.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
The end.
Ain't
But
no
yeah,
halves.
they said natural
Hi,
causes.
Jay.
Natural causes, and he was found by another one of their brothers. Yeah, he was found in the house.
horrible.
And but I remember when Prince died, he had said, because he was one of the he was one of the heirs for Prince, and that he left things to his brothers and sisters, and he hadn't talked to Prince in 15 years, but Prince still left him something.
That's right.
And left all his brothers and sisters
do
something.
to do. Right.
Well,
You said.
Both of my brothers are
Michael
my
Jackson
will.
leave his brother shit.
He did. Well, he took care of them while they was living. He took care
Right,
of
but you said that's what
everybody.
they're supposed to do.
I
So,
like that lipstick.
thank
You're
you.
doing a lot with that lipstick today.
popping.
It is.
Ruby Roo.
And we want to also present our prayers to the people who passed away for the hurricane. Hurricane Dorian is traveling, honey. At a 185 mile per hour wind, honey.
Well,
That
not
is
anymore
crazy.
though. It dropped.
Well, that's what they said it was at. I know it was a Category 5. It's now a Category 3.
Have you heard of a Category 5? I've never heard of a Category 5 in my life.
You haven't?
This is a play on what's been trending with 45, and he never heard of a Category 5 hurricane.
Well,
We
he
don't
hasn't
speak
heard of a
about
lot of
him.
stuff
I know.
like books.
I know. But that's what he said. Category five?
Not to convolute this with him, but we want to pray because 5 people have passed away so far.
They have. Well, it went up. Just it went up a little bit.
Well, to whomever
Right.
just passed away or who's dealing with it, whatever, and who's going through it, and it's hard. And we will talk about that too as well, and well, actually in the news portion, but also like Sacha mentioned earlier in Odessa, Texas, there was another mass shooting.
Yeah.
And a young baby died, like a year and a half old.
Yeah.
She died.
Passed away.
I know
Yeah.
about the one that got shot.
Yeah. So I mean, anyway.
Right.
Cheesecake de
Hashtag another
Granger.
one. Yes, Cheesecake de Granger is our sponsor. And look, this evening for the guests, you know what? I like people who support, but she requested some chocolate banana pecan.
Oh, I'm so excited.
And I was surprised you requested that because I just remember New York style. That's what you
That
used
is
to be
my
on.
favorite, but I'm just trying to do a little something different.
Okay.
But I would probably order New York style.
How can
next
other
time.
people order something? Cheesecake de Granger.
www.cheesecakedegranger.com. 310-774-6701 is our number, and
Yes.
everything is baked to order.
Fresh.
We don't have nothing sitting.
Nothing sitting.
Nothing frozen.
Nothing's frozen.
No preservatives.
No preservatives.
Everything is freshly prepared and delivered. So we need some time. And yes, we do bake it because people, they're always asking, what is that? Just mix? No, we bake it. Real cheesecake is baked.
Real cheesecake
Get me
is
so
bad.
excited.
App
When do I
coming
get
soon.
mine? What time?
What did you say?
Yes.
App coming soon.
Come on.
Okay. That voice you hear is A+. Hi, A+.
How you doing?
A+.
How are you doing?
Doing all right.
Wonderful.
Chuck.
Shout out to A+ and the takeover every Wednesday, 10 o'clock. I said it every week, but that's
I
what
know,
we do.
but just right.
To the takeover.
Yo,
What?
your nails is popping, though.
You see?
I have on
Right.
nails this week, y'all.
You showing them
I
this
get-
week.
I have on
Sean was
nails
talking
this
about
week.
you last week. I mean, Sacha was talking
Every
about
But
week
I
talk
wasn't
about it.
even
She'll say
talking
something.
about her.
She'll sit there tight. She'll say
It
something
wasn't
else.
even about her.
She comes in with the one-liners, a little
Dang.
boom, boom, and you're like sitting over there devastated.
I wasn't devastated. I was expecting it.
Oh,
you ready.
Did you?
I'll
But
be
did you?
sitting here
But did you at the
devastated
beginning
like-
of the show? I said I pointed it out. I said get yourself before somebody else do.
Oh.
I did say that.
wasn't
But they
even
are. Thank
talking
you so
about
much
you
for
last
noticing that A+.
week, though.
Shout out. Let me give my shout out. Can we all give a shout out to some? Shout out to Candy at Candy's Nails who hooked me up. I got a new
Candy?
nail
Who's
tag.
Candy?
Where is she?
Candy at Candy's Nails.
Candy at
She's in
Candy.
Inglewood over there in the,
Alright.
in the Target Shopping Center, honey, on Century. Go see her and tell her I sent you. Actually, Talisa put me up, who had the beautiful nails like that she pointed out.
Yes,
Talisa hooked
she
me up
did.
and I went.
Hey, Talisa. Talisa
Sure
Ray.
did.
She was so
She
sweet.
hooked
I
me
love
up. So
watching
shout out
her.
to shout out to Stacey Kelly too, one of my clients who just really hooked me up yesterday with some very, 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 very great information. But talk about that later. But she did, and that's my show. You got to shout out for somebody? You got a show you want to show somebody out? And shout out, big ups to God. But go ahead.
Oh, shout out to Jesus. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah.
To all my friends that are listening.
Yes.
If you log in or call or anything like that, and I'll definitely say your name. But until that musical, mystical, magical day, shout out to my friends.
Yeah. Shout out to all the
Facebook.
friends that's on all the different apps and different
and
social
my
media
cousins and my
outlets
mom.
watching and supporting.
Right.
To the white side, the Jones side.
Yeah, I think it's good to
McMillan.
shout out people. People like that. You got to shout
Me
out for
too.
somebody, said, sure.
I want to shout out the Repo Man.
Shout out
Be
to the
going get
Repo
people's
Man.
cars and stuff.
Okay. Shout out to the Repo people. They need to feed their families too.
They sure do.
And they
Not
can
off
prevent
me.
you from beating yours by taking your shit.
I want you to eat well, but not off me. Keep it rolling. She
They doing
paid
what they
for.
do,
She
honey.
paid for.
Hi, Erica.
Woo. Hi, Chuck.
Yes, hey,
Tina
Chuck.
over here.
Yes.
Chuck.
Today, reminder
Tina.
today,
Hey, Tina.
we want to make sure that you guys are following and subscribing. So please go to YouTube and Facebook and Instagram, and please follow at Plopplife. That's PLOPPLIFE is spelled, a little different because it's phonetics. People love other people's problems, and because we do, but we don't love to talk about it. We love to try to give some sound positive advice, and that's going to be helpful, not just nothing. How's that sound?
That sounds great.
Good. We're sitting here with Mona Wrights today. We're going to be talking to her.
I wear my green because I'm on a green side.
That's
She wore her
it.
green for the green
Yeah.
profile. Big
I
up.
love
Mona
green.
got no. Let me tell you something. Mona came prepared.
She did.
She got notes.
She did.
Oh, that's
I
my
love
book
it.
cover. Yeah.
That's
yeah.
her book. She got notes. She was
PLOPP
like,
Life.
today's topic. She got it in a book form. She
See?
got a cover. This is how you get prepared.
Preparation.
Prepared.
Be ready.
Plan.
Stay
What they
ready.
say? Plan to prepare. Prepare to fail. Something like that.
Is that
You
what
fail
they
to
say?
plan, you plan to fail.
I
Yes,
built
they do
it
say
and y'all
that.
came.
Speaking of that, do we have any random bits we want to chit about today? You have a random bit for us today, Mona, right?
I had one, but I lost it.
Come
because,
on,
I had
come
to
on.
prepare for something random, which is really hard to do because it has to be random, which presupposes that it's not actually random. if I
Well, it's
prepare
random if
for
you
it,
just
right?
it's random because it doesn't do with the show.
Okay,
but
but a
I
random
have a prepared
bit.
random.
You do?
Okay,
Yeah,
you go
fine.
with yours and come back.
No, go ahead.
Because I might need
we,
to
we
feed
always
off
let
of
we
it.
always let the guest host go first. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
every
You can
single
still
time.
you still comment off other people's stuff.
You know,
if
my
want to.
random vent is people who always let their guest host go first.
Oh,
sometimes
Mona,
my
brought
random
you
vent.
water.
Oh, that was hilarious.
No,
That was a good
That was a good one.
Oh.
I got a
You
random
A+.
vent though.
What is it?
Come
A+?
on, A plus.
People who like to use big words.
What's the big word?
Expeditiously.
That is a big word.
Ah.
But nah, it's not even a diss though. It's actually
So like words with 3 syllables or more?
it's actually like an admiration more so than anything. The guest, Miss Mona writes, you just said the word presuppose.
Uh-huh.
don't know. Yeah, that's like a big word to me. I don't know. I don't hear too many people using the
Presuppose.
word
3 syllables?
presuppose or whatever.
Oh, okay, well, go
And
ahead and look that up.
I remember, a good old friend of mine from way back, you know what I'm saying? She was just like real deep into like words, language, yada, yada, yada. And one of her favorite words was benevolent.
Okay.
And then, like, I like this show
a good
called
word.
First
Doesn't it
Take.
feel good to say
I'm a
it?
sports guy. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the show called First Take.
I'm
It's
not.
a debate
No.
show.
Okay.
There's a guy by the name of Stephen A. Smith.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
A brother.
I love him
Stephen
and hate
is
him.
that.
A
Right,
brother.
right.
And
Heard of
he likes to
Stephen.
use a lot of big words.
He uses
too,
his expansive vocabulary.
Right.
expansive
right.
vocabulary.
Okay.
So I mean, I bring that up because we have an author here, right, as a guest.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious to hear your story, and
And you
I
want her to
assume-
use big words when
no,
she says it.
I assume that you're big on vocabulary and stuff like that.
You took the
so,
SAT?
I did take
So-
the
so
SAT.
she
Yes,
knows
I
something.
did. Yeah.
So yeah,
I call them SAT words.
that
but
was
I
just
feel
my
you.
random bit. Just language, words, yada yada yada, and
Okay.
especially our people. Because when we have people at the forefront, we have somebody like number 44. Oh, he's articulate. You know what I mean? Like, so.
You got a random bit down there, girl?
I don't. Y'all got on me so bad last week. and
Nobody
y'all-
gets on you.
Yes, and then y'all say that I be with this theme on hygiene and stuff.
Say
I
what
just
you gotta
stuck
say, girl.
on it.
Okay, so what's your random bit?
You smell amazing.
Thank you, girl. See, you done fixed it already.
What's your
I
random
don't
vent,
know
girl?
Who?
Your random vent.
You rushing me?
No, girl, but what's your random vent, girl? Hey,
My
sorry.
random vent is those people who like to cut you off when they do all the talking all the time. That's
I
my
can get
random.
with that. I can get with that.
Can you get with that?
Yeah.
Right.
My random vent
They
is...
have it right. Exactly. See? And then I brushed off so that she can hurry up and get her point in. Go ahead.
No,
girl.
I didn't. You finished?
I was not done.
Oh,
but
well,
go ahead, girl.
Go ahead, girl.
That was the point. See, brushing me off so that she can cut me off.
Are we going to stay right there? Or are we going to keep
sticking
going?
right.
Oh,
We in this
well.
pocket.
My random vent is stop seasoning food that you've never tasted before. Stop having, in other words, you know how some people, you bring your plate of food and the first thing they do is put salt and pepper on and they haven't even tasted it?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't even tasted it to see what it needs. So that,
I thought
that
we were going
signifies
somewhere else with it.
No, that signifies because
No,
that
they say
signifies we've concluded something about something without even trying it or experiencing it, and that's poor judgment.
Yeah, you could overseason.
Yeah, it's the metaphor.
I like it.
Okay, I like that.
Well,
I
mine
thought we
mine
was
isn't
going
a
somewhere else,
metaphor.
but that's, I got it.
My random vent is I don't like red velvet cake. It really does taste like the food coloring. It's chocolate cake. Right? They say,
Okay.
oh, it's nothing but chocolate cake. Give
It
me
is.
chocolate cake.
Right.
Because if you add the food coloring, now I taste the food coloring.
Really?
So now
But
I'm
today
eating a
it's
food
different,
coloring
though.
cake.
It's different today.
It tastes like food coloring.
Even today.
On Sunday, and someone's, oh, you have to have this one because Mama's da-da-da made it. I'm like, okay, Mama she drives an old Cadillac. So she knows how to make this. She's the one that's going to make it right. And they were eating it, dying, falling out. And I'm like, I'm excited. And I tasted food coloring.
But was it moist? Was it moist?
It
food
was
coloring?
moist, and the icing was delicious.
It was?
Yes, it was. So,
Okay.
Maybe she on some old food coloring.
I just think I don't like it. And just because I don't like it doesn't mean something's wrong with me. I always get the funny look and the startling.
Every red velvet cake you tasted
I've
tasted
not
like
had
food?
one I liked.
Oh wow.
Really?
I also don't like watermelon, and that's okay.
Watermelon cake? Or watermelon period?
I
Watermelon.
Never heard
The flavor
of
of
watermelon
watermelon.
cake. They have watermelon cake?
They have watermelon cookies. They mom
Oh,
got
that
watermelon cake somewhere.
doesn't sound good to me.
Really?
I'm not a
No
fan.
red velvet?
Nope.
Oreos makes a
Note to
watermelon
self,
cookie.
No watermelon. Note to self.
Yeah. So, stop judging people for not liking red velvet.
Cheesecake de Granger has a watermelon favorite cheesecake.
I'm a fan of Cheesecake de Granger, and that's not the one I ordered. I ordered the one
she
I
gonna
like.
pass on that.
I was just seeing what they had.
She said she no red
I
velvet,
don't
no
have to share
watermelon,
what y'all
nothing.
do. I don't have to share.
Christina Joe said we look cute. Y'all say thank you to
Thank
Joe.
you, Dwight. Thank you,
She said
Joe.
we
Thank
look
you, Joe.
cute. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
Even though I called you and went straight to voicemail, but that's all right too.
Joe, answer the phone sometime.
Joe.
That's okay. He ain't got to answer for me.
Answer.
In other news, we are glad that somebody answered the phone for Kevin Hart and his friend and his driver and the driver's fiance. He was in a car crash that was not fatal, thank God. That's another people that we want to send prayers out to because he has had back surgery because of it. But their car went up. They sped off. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning or quarter to 1 o'clock in the morning the other morning, and a witness said that they heard the car like screech off. It was one of the vintage cars, and his driver was not under influence or anything like that. But he sped off, lost control of the car some kind of way, went into one of those fences and fell in a 10-foot ditch.
Oh my goodness.
And if you saw his car, have you seen the picture of the car?
No, I don't know.
It had to be. They had to. It was nobody but God that man is here, and the driver's fiance was in the back, and she had very minor injuries. Nothing was wrong with her, but the other two gentlemen, Jared and Kevin, had to have surgery, and he had back surgery, and I think he's recovering from it fine.
Wow.
But there was they fell 10 feet in the ditch, and when you see that car, they had to saw the top of the car off to get them out. Yes,
They did.
They had to saw the car, and it was nobody but God. They got them. They got them out of there, and they're alive. But you know what, Mulholland, if people don't know about the Hollywood Hills, Mulholland Drive and those turns have claimed several lives.
Yeah, they have.
yeah.
But it's the best shortcuts.
It is the best shortcuts.
But you
if
gotta
you're
be
going
careful.
I have a mile an hour.
It's
You
the
must
best
be
slow
careful.
cut. It's a slow shortcut.
You must be careful. You
Yeah.
have to be very careful. I mean,
Especially at night.
yeah.
No one's
especially at
house
night.
is
Because a lot of that
like-
shit up there ain't even lit.
No,
Most of it isn't.
Most of it
You
is
just
not.
have to know
no.
it.
You got to just know it and
Or
put them
drive
brights
the
on.
speed limit that they tell you to
Well,
drive.
that always works.
often, but it's hard to do. It's hard to
Yeah,
go to
I remember I got into a bad car accident when I was in, nothing like that though, when I was in Atlanta. When I lived in Atlanta, girl, I got into a bad car accident. And when and that wasn't even my fault, and I was like, this person hit me. When the AAA people came, they was like, well, who was in this car right here? And I was like, me. It was like, you was in that car right there?
Wow.
I was like, yeah, and I just walked away.
Woo.
I did.
I had an accident in L.A. It was totally my fault. I just could not wait any longer.
Really?
Yeah,
Totally
she was so slow, and then I tried to go around her, and then she sped up, and I'm like, we're just about to hit each other. And it was my older car, so it had enough dents, and I was like, that's fine. So we bumped into each other, and when the police came and asked what happened, I said, we both driving recklessly, and they were like, that's it. My insurance, we had the same insurance company.
Oh, really?
They both wrote it off. So I just told the truth. I said, she wouldn't let me go around her, and I tried to go around her, and then we collided. And that's
good that they came out, because normally the police don't come out. They be like, if ain't nobody hurt, y'all need to go home and handle it yourself. Police will be like, we ain't doing that. But my other car, I had several accidents. People in LA used to like to play bumper cars with my car. I've gotten so many accidents in LA, none of them my fault. I got accidents just sitting still at the light.
You better stay out of my way. Well,
just sitting still at the light. Boom! What the fuck?
Were you taking too long?
No, the light is red. You ain't supposed to go nowhere when the light's red.
You can go when the light's red in LA.
You can go.
I go.
You can go right into somebody else's car.
Nothing is coming. Nobody's sitting there. I'm gonna go.
Really? Do you?
Sometimes, often.
For real? Yeah. You said sometimes, often.
That's terrible.
Okay.
A few.
Maybe 2 a.m. 2, 3 a.m.
I don't do it at no a.m.
Absolutely.
Not a red light.
That's a stop sign. At 2 a.m., a red light is a stop sign. I'm gonna go.
It could be your ticket to jail if the police come out of the sky somewhere, because sometimes they sit and wait.
I did get, I was doing something bad, and the police officer saw me. He just shook his, he was so upset with me.
Really?
He shook his head. He just,
really?
Oh, he was.
Do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
Do you use Siri?
Sometimes, yeah.
They're recording your voice and recording everything that you're doing, and you don't have any option to. Yeah, Apple is.
Well,
Apple just said
statute of limitations has passed, so.
Well, I'm just saying, because it's in the news now. Apple is like, we talked a few months ago about Alexa, and they're like, you can opt out of it if you don't want to, because Alexa was picking up shit and did. Because Amazon has call centers where the people just listen to people's Alexas.
I would love that job.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
But you can opt out and you can delete.
That might be pretty interesting, though.
Yes. People love other people's problems.
Yeah,
they sure
I
do.
would sit right and listen and enjoy somebody else's problem.
And they try to make use
and write a note and write a story about it.
Well, no, they call people. There was one incident where there was a couple talking about some other, and they notified the person they was talking about.
What?
Yeah, child.
You know what? That's
too much. But Siri's not. Apple saying now Siri is not. They're recording and they're not. You don't have an option at this point now to say don't.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
It's an invasion. Somebody's always listening and looking.
I don't have anything going on. It's fine.
Yeah, child. But it, also too, like we were saying earlier, Hurricane Dorian is in the Bahamas, and they have shown some aerial views. It is towed up.
Yeah.
It's
pretty much.
Yeah, I saw some pictures.
Oh wow. It's really bad, and we just want to send our prayers out to those people who are affected by that. And
healing and speedy recovery.
Recovery. It's so funny because yesterday when I was in church, Sunday when I was in church, at City of Refuge, shout out to City of Refuge, Bishop Jones had reminded us, and I was like, you know what? I knew that. Hurricanes originate in West Africa. And usually the path of a hurricane is the same path as the diaspora, the slave trade.
I think I heard that before.
Yeah. Goes to the Caribbean, and it always ends up in the southern states of United States. So
trying to clean up.
People consider, I know, what it takes tropical weather, takes heat and stuff like that.
I wonder if it's haunted.
But listen,
the Middle Passage.
140 million black people died, and those spirits may be there. You just don't never know. That's how they always try. And then, there's also, they're telling people now, if you are in the places where they're telling you, like Florida, stuff like that, please leave and get out.
Yeah.
Because hurricanes, unlike tornadoes and earthquakes, have a warning. They can tell you, hey, it's coming, get out. Here when earthquakes and tornadoes, they just happen.
I have family in Florida, and they're just chilling.
You've been speaking here so they can hear.
I have family in Florida, and they're just chilling. And I want y'all to leave.
Really?
Don't come to my house, but definitely leave.
Don't
go to Atlanta.
Y'all
go to my mama's house
rare
and everything.
that we evacuated Louisiana.
My family they're quite comfortable.
But they tell people that, and you know what? And at the risk of sounding a little bit bad, kind of thankful, even in this situation. I know the people of Puerto Rico are too that they didn't go. It skipped over Puerto Rico because I don't know if they could. Because Maria tore their asses up, and I don't think they could have survived this.
No.
A lot of people are upset. And they're saying they need to just go ahead and just because it's a part of the U.S., but they're not really a state. So they're saying in order to get some of the funding they need, might just go ahead and suck up their egos. A lot of people are saying that, but I'm just like,
suck up their egos and
join and be a state. They're not an actual state.
Oh, okay.
They're a territory of the United States.
Okay. So being a state would do what?
I guess it would get them more help.
Yeah.
They would be allotted more help or funding.
Okay.
Would it get more funding?
Right. That's what they're saying.
Well, the next president will help them.
I hope so. Because the current one said he went and talked to the president of Puerto Rico. And people was like, "You did?" When he went out there when they had the hurricane last time. Didn't he have some scandal?
Didn't they have to get rid of him too? The president of Puerto Rico.
The president of Puerto Rico is the president.
I'm sorry, not the president. The
governor.
The governor of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, they got rid of him for some phone calls and some text messages.
What was he saying?
He was talking bad about people. And they was like, "Yeah, you gotta go."
See, probably Siri recorded
But did he have to go? Because the current one,
he left.
He does everything and seems to have no repercussions.
Well, the people of Puerto Rico wasn't having it.
How did they find? Was it Siri? Like, how did they find out?
It came out though. I don't know what the tea was, but it came out.
Or the Amazon.
Well, right.
It did come out, honey. Siri. It did come out, but also there is. I stand for this man. I love him. I don't care where he played. LeBron James.
I love King LeBron James.
It's today. Right now, you go to his post every single Tuesday. He's always turned up. He's been turned up for. He loves his tacos and posts all his stuff. He's trying to trademark the name Taco Tuesday, and they have been lighting his ass up on social media.
Right, they have been.
See, I love him in spite of some things. I have to say that. Taco Tuesday.
I know.
He's trying to trademark it, girl.
In the LA, trying to be new. If he was doing that, maybe if he did a Cleveland version or something.
No, it's just he wants the term Taco Tuesday.
Well, if it hasn't been copywritten,
well, there's a restaurant by the name of Taco John's that had copyright Taco Tuesday.
Okay.
Under restaurants.
Okay.
Okay. So that's why most restaurants don't kind of say it because you have to pay them if they found out. He's trying to copyright it for everything. Because
Right.
when you copyright something, you can copyright it under different categories.
Right.
He just wants to copyright it for everything.
He better get to moving.
Well, they're saying dozens of people have tried, but and they're like they've kind of followed.
I don't know how he could do that.
I don't think if it's a common term
by putting it in, you can copyright anything.
I don't think you can. If it's a common term, you cannot. If it's like
you can.
The word I copyright refreshment. No, too many people use it. It's too common.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't Cardi B try, unsuccessfully, to copyright something, and they were like, no, it's too common.
She didn't copyright Occur?
Occur.
No.
She tried to copyright Occur.
She tried, and
because it's probably
somebody has,
and it's too common.
Well, the thing about it is somebody already has copyright to it, but that's what I said. Dozens of people have tried, and they kind of fell off but they're saying that the person Taco John's, who is this restaurant, I think in like some middle part of America, but he could he got money, he could battle it, he could possibly get it and do it.
I do think, I'm not sure though, that if it's a common term that people use all the time over and over, that it doesn't even,
That's what I thought
you're not
too.
going to be allowed to copyright.
Like a recipe, you can't copyright a recipe.
Oh, you definitely can't copyright a recipe.
No, you can't copyright a recipe, but
what's the recipe to the cheesecakes? You gonna share?
I put a little bit toe jam up in there, little stuff.
Tasty toe
but
jam.
he does have the financial backing to do so, and all these people
does.
Are going after him and going on and on after him. Meanwhile, he's expanding his profile, so he's really unconcerned.
Right.
But you talking shit about him.
I love you, King James Capricorn.
But they said the reason he wanted to copyright it because he wanted to copyright it for downloadable and audio visual works, podcasting services, online entertainment services, advertising, marketing services, and indirect methods of communication, social media, search engine inquiry marketing, internet marketing, mobile marketing, and blogging.
Oh, he's trying to be a billionaire.
Yeah. So he could, under those times, he has the possibility to do it.
I can't wait to see how that works.
Because when you copyright something, like you just saying, like, oh, like she couldn't do that. What are you doing it for? Because there's categories. What are you doing this for? He has very specific, and his team wouldn't send it out if they didn't think they could do it. That's what they're saying. Dozens of people that try. He has the money to go ahead and go for it. So we'll see how that turns out.
Let's see, and please talk about it when it doesn't happen. can't wait.
I love
I'm
it.
so excited to hear about how that done work
She said
out.
when it doesn't happen, honey.
Too
Girl,
common of-
please.
I don't know. Taco Tuesday, is that as common as something like okay?
Very.
I would think
It
so.
is.
Depends,
Very.
especially in LA where you live.
Well,
I like Taco Tuesday. I'm not a taco fan, but I like the drink.
Joe said the reason
tacos?
Joe said the reason why Cardi B didn't do it because she was being lazy. She could have persisted on the copyright. She just didn't want to go to court and stuff like that because he has the financial backing. He'll do it. You can fight it. If you can prove why you need it. They said that his team was saying they don't have any immediate reasons for it. Like he's not getting into anything immediately. But he does. He posts every Tuesday. I follow him. Every Tuesday talking about his tacos. He loves Taco Tuesday.
Is he making the tacos?
Well,
Yeah.
when you get that kind of money, you can get somebody to make tacos for you. But I think they
want
be
him
doing
to
in his
make
kitchen. His wife's they be out there cooking and shit.
I love him though.
They do.
LeBron Taco
They
Tuesday.
do, honey. Another thing that's kind of weird too is that there is a man who was arrested in the Singapore airport for buying a ticket for his wife to walk her to the gate but not board.
Right.
I do that all the time.
In Singapore?
Well, in America,
You do?
Well, this goes.
Yes.
We talk about this all the time.
real?
you don't buy a ticket. They will give you a ticket, and you just walk. Especially if it's somebody disabled or young, you can
Well,
walk
yeah,
them
in
straight
that
up to the gate
instance.
and wave them goodbye.
But the misuse of boarding passes is illegal in Singapore.
Yeah, a lot of stuff is illegal in Singapore.
Yeah, it's illegal, and because they consider transit areas protected areas.
They are.
And he got arrested.
Actually arrested, and you can and in there you could actually do 2 years in prison and a $14,300 fine
Woo!
for doing that. Yeah,
Geez, I was gonna
buying
go
a
to
ticket, and he
Singapore
was
on my
charged
way
with
to
buying a ticket without buying a ticket with no intention to depart.
Right.
Who sold it to him?
You can. They don't know if you're gonna go or not when you buy the ticket.
I would
Right,
counter
we don't.
sue for some kind
But
of
they said
contributory
it
negligence.
happens a lot. It happens a lot
Wow.
in Singapore at that airport because in April they just opened a part of it and they
It's beautiful though.
they have the world's largest indoor waterfalls,
Yeah.
like 40 meters.
Wow.
They have like mazes, they have gardens, they have topiary, they have all these different things. They have this huge mall. They have nine luxury lounges.
But if you sell me something on Plop Life and she arrests me for it, I'm gonna put you in jail with me.
No.
Yeah,
That's
we
not how
all
it
going to
works.
jail.
But they didn't.
It's
But
not
how
work.
would they know?
Selling
though,
a
that
selling
he
a
wasn't
ticket
gonna
selling
board?
a right selling
How
a
would they
ticket is
know
not
that?
illegal. Misusing the ticket is,
Okay.
and that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Oh,
that's
so
what
he
it
didn't
is.
purchase the ticket to walk there. He purchased the ticket. Okay.
Just
He
to go-
purchased the
I
ticket just to walk her
misunderstood.
to the gate and
Right.
leave.
Just to go.
Okay.
To,
And when he
right.
didn't get on the plane, they said, "You ain't got to go on that plane, but you gonna come over here with us, baby." And they snapped that ass up.
So
But-
he couldn't say I changed my mind. He couldn't get out.
Well, they
of
say a lot of people They say a lot of people buy refundable tickets,
Right.
and right before the flight leaves, they cancel it.
Oh, I understand.
Because
Okay.
there was a guy in 2016, a Malaysian man who spent 18 days in that airport. He was forging boarding passes to do it, but he spent 18 days in there because of all the amenities they have in there. The airport is one of the most. They actually win every year for the most beautiful airport in the world.
I believe it.
It's gorgeous.
It
And
did.
there was a couple that was arrested in that same year because they wanted to they bought a ticket and they didn't fly and they kept changing the dates so they can go to they have this huge mall in there to buy an iPhone 7.
Well, that's annoying. Some
What did
people
Joe
should
say?
be
Joe
arrested.
said something with Tupac on the police brutality. What?
Who?
Joe, we on Tupac?
What's up, Joe?
Singapore looks so nice. Y'all should look at some of the pictures of it on his travel list. Well, we've seen pictures of it.
It's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
is.
There was a deadly boat fire here in LA too.
Was it L.A.?
And Santa Cruz.
Yeah.
Santa Cruz.
Oh yeah, 35 of the 39 people died.
They found so I know they stopped looking for the people.
They did.
But
At
the
first,
5 people that
go ahead.
survived were all the crew members.
Yeah, the crew members got off and they latched into a dinghy
Okay.
and floated to another boat.
Yeah, they were wondering how did they survive.
How did only the crew
And 30
members
people were
survive?
downstairs into the boat.
So you don't have a warning? What happened?
I don't know, girl.
It
It's
seems like a
fishy.
setup.
It's
I
fishy.
know.
And they were out there fishing. Not to be funny, but
Were they? Was it a fishing
yeah,
trip?
25 are dead. Are they more people dead? Because they was said 9 people was missing, and they said they stopped looking for the people.
Yeah, it was a fire. And I think most of the people were under cabin or something like that.
25 people were down there, or 30 people were down there asleep. Because it was early in the morning.
I mean, unless there was an explosion, I don't see why there wasn't an
Well,
attempt by
they
the
said it was
crew
no
to
foul
save
play.
the people.
They're still investigating, but they said there's no plot. They're investigating still, but they're not looking for the people that was missing. They just like.
I'm curious about those people that perished.
And the sad part about it is the people who were out there looking, waiting for the people to come back to see who they found, waiting to see one of their family members. It was just devastating.
That is sad.
It's very devastating. But we're gonna be undevastated. We're gonna play a song.
Ooh, come on, son.
a second.
I'm over here thinking about 9/11.
And then we're gonna come back and talk to Mona Wright.
Come on back,
because
and talk
she's
to
here
me.
with us and she wants us to talk to her. Can we talk to you, Mona Wright?
Talk to me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You gonna play some for us, DJ?
Yeah.
Plop Life.
We're back.
It's back. People of other people's problems. Again, you guys make sure you guys are going to all of our social media outlets, especially YouTube, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can get notifications. Select all so you can see anything that we post. Use these videos on Tuesdays, but please do that so that you can see beautiful people like Mona Wright.
Hello, people.
Mona's here.
Hi, Casino Joe. I see you.
You see
What's
people
up,
like
Casino
that?
Joe? Jovan P.
Everybody.
Hugo B. Dylan C. Who's that over here?
We have Kendall Williams.
What's
we
up,
have
Canale?
Tiffany George.
Marcus Harris.
Okay.
What's up, Marcus?
Yes. Mona, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Mona.
I'm a fan of
Mona,
the
how long
show.
have we known each other? Some years.
I think we're like 15 to 20, somewhere around
Yeah.
there. Because if I've been here
I've known
9
Mona for a
years,
long time.
No.
and you were doing my hair in Atlanta for at
Yes.
least 5 years.
I see Mona in Atlanta here. Yes.
It was that long?
It had to have
Yeah.
been 5 years.
So like 15, 16
We're going
years.
on there.
Yeah.
Because you and Dorian, not the hurricane, have known each other for at least 20.
Yes.
So if you and Dorian are 20.
You said not the hurricane. Yes, Miss
Yes.
Dorian.
Right.
Miss Dorian Williams, honey. Hi,
She is
Dorian.
so not a hurricane. She is so calm and cool.
She's very. The
She might be a
opposite of-
quiet storm.
She might be a quiet
She
storm.
ain't no hurricane.
Yes. Oh,
I love you, D Money.
Yeah.
What's going on? Me and you going on 9 years.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
actually, we're going on 10 because I met you when I was pregnant.
Oh, you were pregnant. You sure
It'll
were.
be
It was
9.
your baby
Well,
shower.
no,
She
it
ain't been
was my
here
baby
10
shower. Yeah, that's true. Oh, 9. Yeah,
And we even moved to
That was
LA at
good
the
food
same
at that
time,
baby
girl.
shower.
That was my
Remember.
mama's show.
I've known
She was
Mona
my
for a
mama.
long time,
Yes,
honey.
I love
Shout out to Mona. I know. Mona, I used to sleep on Mona's floor. Do you hear
And,
me?
excuse me,
I did.
when can
Yes,
I start
honey.
hanging out with y'all? Do I have to get jumped in?
No.
Because
Mona,
I'm
you
ready.
have
I've
an
been,
open
I've
invitation.
been ready for my jump in.
For
I
real?
love Mona.
Dang,
Mona's like
Mona.
so. She's everything.
My left hook is getting stronger, but
Is it
yeah.
the left one?
So my left is tired. It's getting stronger.
Yes.
My right will
and,
knock you
Mona
out.
and Freddie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi,
boy.
big brother Freddie. I love
Freddie.
Fred and Rod. My brothers Rod and Fred.
I never met Rod, but I know Rod.
If you Rod and
And
Fred
your
are
mom?
identical.
Identical. They are. Rod is a barber.
Yes, he is, and he
See?
got dreads all the way down his back. Beautiful.
See?
Does he?
Yes.
Like Damien?
Mona, tell the
girl, they don't look that good now.
Oh.
Mona,
Hey,
where you
Damien.
from?
I'm from Rochester, New York.
And tell the friends out there what you do.
I'm a writer.
Mona
Hence the name,
Wright.
Mona
My name is
Wright.
Mona Wrights.
Mona
That sounds like I'm
Wright.
thinking of it. My name is Mona. I thought you was getting ready to fly. Like,
My name is Mona Wrights. I don't fight. Everywhere I go, I'll take a flight. Image means nothing, and I still don't drink Sprite. What?
Oh, okay.
Y'all like that freestyle?
We loved it. And we got a beatbox
Yes,
going
honey.
on.
Okay.
What was you with
I
the
did.
race? We gotta come in.
I do all kind of shit, honey. I
What
do.
you do? What you do to show?
I was beatboxing.
Oh, okay. Because if you tell it, I'ma write it.
Yes, honey.
You tell it, Mona Wrights.
Mona
Mona, what
Wright.
got you into writing?
I have just been writing my entire life. My first poem, I was in first grade, and I
Really?
wrote a poem, and I remember her name, my teacher's name was Miss Colosi, and she didn't believe that I wrote it. She said, I don't know where you got this from.
You serious?
Yes, I was, and she
To be
said it
young,
she
gifted,
said
and
it
black.
in
Come on,
class.
Aretha Franklin.
Yes, and it was me and one other black person. She said, I don't know where you got this from, but you didn't write it.
Really?
Oh my
So,
gosh.
I went home-
And the teacher was
Caucasian, yes. Shout out to
Caucasian
Rochester, New York.
persuasion.
So I went home and told my mother I was devastated. I was so excited that she read it because I'm like thinking I'm going to get a big reward or something.
Right.
And I think I was 17 or 18. I walked into my mother on a phone conversation and she was like, and I remember that happened to Mona, and I went and I cursed her out. And at that point, I started writing again. I stopped writing at
Because you
then.
felt supported.
And then I started writing, and then it just comes out. I can write something right now. It's just part of who I am. It's just the easiest thing for me.
So do you do only poems?
I write poems, blogs, books, cookbooks, anything. Whatever you want, I can write. Yeah, I'll write whatever.
She does. The Man Trap. The cookbook is
Man Trapper.
Trap.
Yes, go ahead and go on Amazon. Go like you're gonna buy a book. And they're Kindle books. It's called Man Trapper, spelled correctly.
Okay.
And then you can you can put Mona in after it, and it'll pop up. Yeah. And there are real recipes.
Recipes and advice.
Advice. I have my favorite chapter is called Cheater Pumpkin Eater.
Cheater.
What do you talk about in Cheater Pumpkin Eater? What's the recipe? Pumpkin pie?
I do have some pumpkin recipes.
Okay.
But the real recipe is talking about cheating. Well, how do you respond when you get cheated on?
Oh.
So my theory is don't be cheat onable, because usually you get cheated on when you cheat on yourself, when you lie to yourself. When you don't tell yourself the truth.
Come on.
You can't see it.
On,
but if you tell yourself the truth all the time, you'll know a liar from over there. Just like, you know.
Yeah, when you've been hit by a certain train, you know when it's coming.
Be honest with you all the time. So that's Cheater Pumpkin Eater. You
Cheater Pumpkin Eater.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, tell the truth. You should do the chapter on lying and call it Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire and All Spicy Recipes.
I like it.
That's the next book.
Oh, yeah. Some Cajun
like
recipes.
That?
Yeah.
Spicy.
I can do it. It's an online book. I can update it at any time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'll give you credit.
So you can get a hard copy of it?
You cannot. Actually, you probably can, but I do everything electronically because it saves
that's good.
time.
So you can update
if you have Kindle, I hope you have Kindle. Reading people have Kindle.
Yeah.
If not, if you don't, I'll send you the book. I'll email it to you.
Wow.
Yeah, because the recipes are real. They're good. They're all from men who have been like, Mo, I want you to make me that.
Okay.
You know, could you make that again?
So wait, so are these your original recipes?
Absolutely.
Come on, Mona.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Mona can
My
do.
favorite chapter is my favorite chapter is Cheater Pumpkin Eater, but I have another chapter called Break Fast and Brunch.
Yeah.
Break fast.
And
brunch.
Brunch. I like it.
There's a list of things you need to leave or stay.
Right.
You know, one of them isn't always cheating, because some people are okay or they have an understanding in the situation. So that's not a reason to leave. But if he knocks you upside your head and you don't like it.
Right, because
getting knocked upside some people might like that too.
Because some people don't mind getting knocked upside their head.
They don't.
I do, but some people don't.
Yeah.
Don't put your hands on me. Not like that.
But there's a list of things. But then there's brunch, which is my favorite meal. And I have some really good recipes in there.
Really?
My home fries are really popular.
What's your favorite recipe in the whole book?
My home fries.
The home fries?
Yes, New York style home fries.
Why? What makes them so different?
You know, because they're a little crispy on the outside and they're soft on the inside. And you can make them if you're
You make them in the oven?
No, I actually cook mine on the stove.
Oh, okay.
Because I like if you use ghee or butter, or if you use olive oil and garlic to give it that same flavor. If you're not a meat eater, then it gives that little crust on it. So you bite into a soft thing, but you got that little crust on the outside, and it can be really. Oh, they're so good. I should make them for you guys. But don't be start following me home and stuff like that and asking for my hand in marriage, because it's a trapper.
Is that man trap?
It sure did.
Okay.
What's your favorite food?
A+, but I'll make you double think some things.
A+, what's your favorite food? Your favorite food?
Chicken.
Do you have a recipe for chicken in there?
Of course.
Okay.
I probably got a million recipes.
Wait a minute. What chapter is that in?
There are just a different because chicken is so popular.
Okay.
So it's in a lot of different things. What kind of chicken do you like, A+?
It really doesn't matter. Fried, smoked, grilled, baked.
I like mine.
Everything
fried.
except raw.
Really?
What recipe goes with fried chicken in the book? What chapter is fried chicken in?
Clearly, macaroni and cheese. I think macaroni and cheese is a good.
No. What chapter in the book is fried chicken in?
I don't remember now.
Oh, okay.
Really?
But
we
it's
have a
definitely in
question.
there.
Look, from one of our viewers. Quan says,
Hey, Quan.
standing ovation for her writing skills. Has she made a dessert, a thought dessert? For real,
A thought
Quan?
dessert.
A thought dessert is just pretty.
Thought as in THOT?
Thought, yes.
Oh, okay.
A thought dessert.
I can, but in my mind right now, I'm thinking of some kind of fruit or some kind of whipped cream. That's a typical thought dessert. A fruit or whipped cream put in places that you must eat.
Right. Well,
Oh.
there you go, Quan.
What would the
Together,
name of that
Quan.
be?
Thought dessert.
Oh.
Quan,
You know,
Quan's thought dessert.
This is the internet show, so you can say if you need to say.
You sure can.
I want to.
Oh, okay. Make them
see,
buy.
well,
I
Listen.
want
Same
Quan to
page.
think of it. But yes, Quan.
What about, so your blog, you said you also write blogs. Is there a blog that people can go and actively read right now that you have?
I have a blog. My IT person is working on it. Shout out to Savitha.
Hi,
She's so
Savitha.
wonderful. It'll be up tomorrow. It's called MonaWrites.com.
Okay.
Oh, okay, well,
Yay.
that's
Yeah,
simple.
Mona Writes. And you really get to, if I'm
What is the blog
cerebral,
about?
It's actually about enlightened witticisms. You know how someone says something and it blows your mind?
Yes.
Because some people say things over and over and you're like, that didn't mean anything to me. But sometimes you can hear something when you're in the right space and you're like, wow. Like my aunt says something and it's enlightened. It's
Okay.
a witticism.
Okay.
But she talks about, I have a
You
friend.
like that word, A+?
Witticism? Oh,
Come on.
I don't even know what that means.
I'm sorry. It means it's a witty comment.
Right.
And I'm going to give you an example.
Witticism. Okay.
Right.
Let me give you an example. Like I was talking to my aunt, and she was telling me about a friend of mine. My friend was a hoe. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
she is such a hoe.
She was a thought.
Yes. And she
Okay.
said, don't be a hoe ain't even a friend to herself. Don't be a friend to a hoe. And then she was talking about how she's like, the person was asking me for money, and she said, now, you know what? A wet ass and a dry purse is a dumb hoe. That's a witticism.
Really?
It's enlightened. It's a witticism.
Wait, can you repeat that?
A wet ass and a dry purse is a dumb hoe.
Real shit.
Yes,
I was
indeed.
like, well, okay,
Well, you know
Auntie,
what?
I'm gonna
Because
call you back.
Let me tell you something. because
Amen, Jesus.
One of my aunts told me something about a hoe too, because she told me, honey, she's like, look, I'm tired. And I ain't gonna say which aunt it was, but she was like, I had made this declaration. I'm like, you know what? You have to stop. Well, I guess we'll get into that later. We'll talk about the cost of being you. But she's like, you have to stop laying down with these men and just not get nothing in return for it. She was like, because she said, at least when the hoe get up in the morning, she got milk in the refrigerator. I'm tired of just getting up wet.
Oh.
A wet ass and a dry purse is a dumb hoe.
Thank you.
Your auntie was talking about some smart hoes.
That's that ego shit.
Yeah,
smart.
that's not ego.
They're smart.
It
women.
is though.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's another show.
But the website's variety of witticisms. Like my most recent one was on Nipsey Hussle,
Uh-huh.
and he was just a walking quote. Or you can also say
Right.
quotes if you don't like witticisms, but there's lots of quotes.
Right.
And he was just walking, saying all these brilliant things that really, touch
People building and power building quotes.
Yes,
Right.
enlightened and things that
Right.
can change your life. And I feel like when people say things like that to me, that's why I love talking to you. Because you're just full of them. You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
Deshaun, you know that about
I'm
yourself.
full of something.
They just roll out of you. You give little words and preaching. I'm listening
That
to you
comes from being
sometimes,
raised
and
by
I'm like,
old lady.
preach.
Right, what you
That's
said
who has the
last
best
week
of
about,
them.
that was a witticism about the frog in the pond.
Poor as the frog that don't praise his own pond.
Right, I had never heard that before. I never heard,
You heard that before?
No, but I get it.
Right,
Enlightened,
yeah.
it's a
Right,
witticism.
see, yeah, that's
Yes.
why when she said it, I was like, wait, what?
Yes.
I got it, but I
will
never
hear
heard
one
that
of those and I'll
before.
write a whole little thing about it. Or it
See?
could just be, if you are somebody that's full of them or wisdom, I can just write a whole page of just stuff you
So
say.
it's going to be an uplifting blog site.
Mostly, yeah.
Mostly?
I
What else will
want
be
you
on
to. I want you to do the work. Like even in all of my writing, and that's what I loved about Toni Morrison.
there? Uh-huh.
She
bless her.
never gave it away. She made you do the work.
Yeah.
You had to read her books 2 and 3 times, and she would never say, "Well, that meant that."
Right.
But you still loved her.
Right.
And you had
Right.
to do the work. You have to think for it. You got to work for it. Anything worth having is worth working for. So that's kind of like what I do.
Ain't that what Iyanla say? Do your work.
Do the work.
Do your work.
Question?
So I don't lead you anywhere. I put it there, and you do the work.
And you do the work.
So if you are in a negative space, and that's what you're going to get from it, but it has nothing to do with me. You got to do
like
your
reading the
work.
Bible or being in church or being in school or anything that's going to be
Right.
teaching you. You get what you got and what you got and what he got and what I got, maybe 3 to 4 different things.
I hope so, because we're
Yeah.
4 different people, and we
Right.
bring it together and we build a nation.
What were you about to say, A+?
Right,
You see
what's
that
up,
button hammer
A+?
on that button?
Nah, I mean, I wanted to just ask because I just feel like, well, how do you know what she was really trying to say at the end of the day, though? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I can take this from that. You could take that from that. You can
Different
take from that, from
interpretations.
that. But it's like,
That's the beauty.
how do
of it.
we know what she was really trying
That's
to
the
present?
beauty of it, because the point is, what you get out of it is how I understand you. So if I read you a poem right now and you're like, oh, you know what, that reminded me of so and so and so and so. All you're doing is sharing. We're exchanging. I'm giving you back you, and you're telling me about it. And if she gets something different, that's right too. If she gets something, it's all right. 1 + 1 + 6 is 7. 2 + 5 is 7. It's all correct.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wanting you, just like
So it's
Tony, I just want you to
8 -
think and do the work yourself. And whatever you come up with, whatever you build, is beautiful.
Gotcha.
So it's a non-controlling environment. Do you have siblings?
Yes, I do.
You have siblings?
I was gonna laugh because I was gonna be specific and say I have half sisters, but like you say,
But-
in our
right.
community, they
Well,
are
if
sisters.
well, the thing about it, I say that because if you come from siblings, cousins, wherever, if you're in an environment where you're all raised in the same household by the same person, parents or people, and your mama say A, B, and C, all y'all may turn out differently. But she said one thing to every one of y'all.
That is so true.
So you got out of it what you got out of it, either you to do.
Right.
So it's not. So Toni Morrison was not trying to control and say, "This is what I want you to believe." It's like whatever you got out of it is right. There's no such thing as a wrong answer. In other words.
And whatever you get out of it, I want to know because I want to connect with you.
So you have them comment and come back and you just. Because people can get out of it something that you be like, I didn't even think about that.
Yes.
Right.
And you're the writer.
Right.
And you can get it later. You can read, you know how you read something now and you read something, you get something different because you are in a different space.
Or watch a movie again, you be like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You've grown between that first time and the last time you read it. I want to know about it. I think it's interesting.
So now, what pieces do you get the most enjoyment writing? Is there something that you prefer to write about over other things?
I think it just depends on the space I'm in. Like if I'm feeling like sexy, I'm gonna write a poem.
Okay.
If I'm feeling like egoic, like I'm that, I'm gonna cook because there's praise that comes from that. When
Got
I cook,
it.
I get praise, and when I'm in a spiritual space, I'll write an entire book.
Okay.
You know, and then not share it because that can be kind of personal. And then this, my latest book, Bad Bros.
I was about to
Bad
ask,
Bros.
right.
It's personal and weird at the same time. Like
Let me
that-
see your picture
that
of the
book,
cover.
That book wrote itself.
Really?
It did.
And it's about. This is the cover for you all.
Y'all like that cover?
What
Let me
is the
show
book
it
about?
over here.
I
Let
have
me
special
show it over
notes.
here.
I got notes.
Oh, you have notes about it?
Now, what number book is this for you?
Bad Bros.
This is actually number 4, but this is
I don't know
the
what it
only,
looks like over there on
This
this
is only the
screen.
second one that I have published.
The second.
That's
Okay.
good.
Do you have any that you're currently like? Are you a writer that you might start on something, put it to the side, come back to it? Are there other?
A lot of it is like that. Bad Bros wrote itself in like 3.5 weeks.
What is it about?
I actually, let me tell you, Dorian Lapine.
Let me show it over.
Dorian Lapine, honey.
Yes.
That's our friend we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
That was our conduit, our connector.
So Dorian and I, you know how you see a really good looking guy, or you guys have just walking and you have something and a brother passes by and you're like,
Yes.
and the conversation stops. And you're like, oh, he was fun. So I just kind of wrote a short story about like this guy or what that life would be like if you had that guy in your life and what it would look like.
Oh,
or whatever.
on your own?
Okay,
Just
okay.
he was on your own?
Yeah, so if he was
Okay.
your man, but then I turned the characters inside out and I made them men. So that's why it's Bad Bros. And they're fraternity brothers who maintained friendships over years from college and as they got older. So the first chapter was just a short story. I read it to Dorian, and Dorian read it, and she's like, that was so good. What happened?
So they
next?
all fine-ass men.
I guess it's open to interpretation. I don't even give descriptions. You got to
Oh, really?
you got to do that yourself.
Give it your own
yourself.
mind.
But
Do
each
your
chapter
own work.
has its own yes.
Do your
Yes,
own work.
it has like a little bit of a cliffhanger, and each chapter, it's
How many
everything
chapters?
is different. Dorian kept asking me till after 15 chapters, I was like, "Girl, I'm closing this book out."
Ah!
You
She's
did?
like, "That was so good. What happened next? That was so good. What happened next?" But Ace is the main character. We were watching the fraternity stroll. Fraternity men do their stroll. That's always
Yeah.
Yes.
I quite enjoy that
Especially
so much.
if you go to a black college.
Oh,
HBCU,
right.
shout out.
I
Yeah.
didn't, and I still, and the
you.
brothers at my school were still doing it all real sexy.
Okay.
So when I enjoyed that, and the first person was the finest person in this situation, and I know that the first person when they're strolling or in line, they're called the ace.
The ace, yeah.
So
Right,
the
that's
book
true.
kind of revolves around a person whose name is Ace. And
Shout out to Ace.
yeah, so
I
all the
know a
aces
Ace.
out there. I have an ace. So I kind of they're 4 best friends.
Okay.
And then as time goes on and you have your friendships and your life changes, you kind of get to see the unfolding of friendships. You
Right.
got your friend that really likes you but can't stand you. Then you got the friend that likes you in ways you didn't know that they've been liking you all this time.
Right.
And then you got your boy, your friend.
Right.
And there's betrayal that happens in that friendship.
Yeah.
And then there's
Because
connections.
the crazy thing about betrayal can only come from somebody you
Yes.
trust.
And there's some sex in there because, you know, it's sexy. There's some, you know, be 18 and over when you read this.
And when does that come out?
That book is available now.
Oh, it's available now. Okay, come
Yes.
on. How can they reach it? How can they get it?
Go to Amazon. Act like you're going to buy a book because that's what it is. And it's
Okay.
called Bad Bruz.
Bad
Bruhs. And you can also type in my name, Mona, and it should pop up. But Bad
Okay.
Bruz.
How much is it, Mona?
It's only $4.99.
Really? That's it? Come
Yeah.
on, y'all. Go out there and get
If
the
you
book.
don't have
Support.
Kindle and if you don't have $4.99, you
Right.
know, message me and then I'll let you read it for free.
Aw, that's so sweet.
It's good. I promise you.
Bad Bruz.
I've had beta readers read it and they love it. Some of them are like,
Really?
yeah, there's some
Liking.
there's some, the work that they don't want to do, but I'm like, I'm not going to change it. I have a nameless character in there. I have some psychic situations in there, some homosexual situations in there. It's really
You
good.
had to whisper when you said that.
I know.
There's gay men in the world.
some-
There's some homosexuality
I got
in her
some
book.
I got some murder in there.
Okay.
Somebody dies.
Really?
Yes, I have some
How long would it take
I
to
have
read?
a polygamous relationship.
Really? Do you?
It depends on how fast you read.
Right.
I've had people read it in a week. I've had people read it in 3 days.
Really?
So how many
Yes.
books do you have out now?
Right now, I have out
Two published, right?
Two published on Amazon, and you can just literally type in "Man Trapper Mona,"
Uh-huh.
and that's there. And you can type in
Bad
"Bad Bruz," and
Bruz.
"bruh" is spelled BRUHS, like you know how fraternity brothers
Yeah.
call each other bruh.
Right, right.
Yeah, so you can type that in and read it
Wow. And then your blog site is going to be up when?
tomorrow. It's called. Just go to monarights.com.
MonaRights.com.
Yeah, Sabitha's working on it tonight. We really wanted to get it done
That's a
so that
beautiful
we
name.
can advertise it tonight. But,
Oh,
yeah.
so they can go to it. Good,
Yes.
you got it on the time.
It's cool. There's a lot of stuff on there already. You know, there's links to both of the books on the website.
That's Mona, MonaWrites.com.
Yes.
Yes.
Now,
What, is
I
your,
also have on a shirt that you can get. Yeah.
what does your shirt say? Because nobody can see that.
Oh, really? It says
Right.
vegans are so fucking awesome. Go
It
to
says sofa.
Go to Teespring and get it, y'all. You see, it's a carrot. He's sitting on a sofa because he's the sofa king.
You can go to Mona.Rights on Instagram and you can see it.
I like that.
Because it's on your Instagram
It
page.
is. Y'all
So
go
go to
get this, go get this for
Mona.Rights
the vegans in your life.
on Instagram and you
But
can
you're
see
not.
it.
No.
Right.
No, but I think they're so fucking awesome.
They are.
What is the next thing that you're working on?
The next thing I'm working on, you know what? There is a blog post I want to do, and I've been reading a lot about psycho-cybernetics and quantum physics, and it's very aligned with, you know how people think you are the scientist or you're a religious person.
Uh-huh.
I see the marriage in the two. I don't think that they're separate at all. I remember Einstein said, religion is nothing without God, and God is nothing
without-
I'm sorry, science is nothing without God.
Uh-huh.
And I'm seeing the connection, and he actually, he got his Nobel Prize, I think it was from quantum physics.
He did.
And then he tried to rebut it, and he could never do it, and he died never saying it wasn't a true thing.
Right.
And it's so true, and it's so real, and it also connects to, people's perspective of God. It's Bible verses all over the place, so those
Yes.
would be my quotes. I could quote the Bible, and I can quote science.
Uh-huh.
And I just want to marry those two together so that people can be more truer in each aspect.
Well,
So,
because God is very, he's conscious.
consciousness.
Very much so. But I know a lot of people stray away from it in the Christian community because it's like, well, you can't scientifically, because science tries to explain everything and science cannot explain everything.
Right. That's the wonderful thing about quantum physics,
Right.
is that it's unexplainable.
Explainable.
It talks
Exactly.
about a watcher and a knower.
And a knower.
And nothing happens. This impossibilities are all over the place. But what you focus on becomes your reality.
Yeah.
Isn't that Bible?
That is.
And that's quantum physics.
And something
It
that's
is.
learned versus something that's revealed.
Well, whatever
Instinct
you...
or an instruction.
Yes.
Oh, that's a show. Come on.
That's a...
Talisa
That's
said,
a
I
witticism.
almost said, you got to speak.
Oh, sorry.
Who was that, Talisa?
Hi, Talisa.
I loved you last week, girl. You're so sweet.
I don't know what this light changed. It's weird over here, but something weird going on over there. Anyway,
Are you?
Mona-
Do you have it? Just one other quick question. You have anything else that you're working on as far as writing, or how many other books are you working
Oh,
on?
actually, I'm working on a part 2 of Bad Bruz.
Okay.
By popular
As we
request.
speak?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think I want to write it in reverse, so it's going to take me
Oh, really?
a little longer, yeah.
Okay.
I have this
in reverse. How?
Yeah, well, see, there is a character, a female character. Her name is Dahlia. I love female villains. I mean, I
Well, don't give the book away to the
Oh,
people.
I won't.
She's definitely not going to do
If
that.
I told you about it, I couldn't give it away.
Well,
That's
okay.
how good it is.
Okay.
And I'm not saying this because I wrote it. I am saying this because
Yes,
I wrote
you are. Okay.
But I am a reader. And I
Uh-huh.
pay attention, and I'm a cerebral person, and this is really something that's enjoyable if you're a little naughty. But the female character is so fierce. She's so fierce that when I was writing her, I had so much negative female energy coming toward me. I was driving a car, I was getting cut off. One put up her middle finger.
Really?
Yes. Her name is Dahlia. She kept me up all night. I said, let me hurry up and write her because she is.
Because you need to get that energy out.
Took me a day and a half to write that chapter.
Really?
Yes. It was.
And
so
it normally doesn't take you that long to write a chapter.
What do you do when you're writing? Like, how do you tune in?
You know what?
What's your method
when
for
I'm in the
writing?
shower?
Uh-huh.
When I'm trying to go to sleep, I will not be allowed to. I'm gonna finish my shower, but that's when the ideas come to me, and then you try to go to bed.
Shut the front door. Max is in the shower too. Water.
Yeah.
It's water. Whenever it's water, dishes, water.
Yes.
It comes water.
It flows just like the
just
water.
like water.
Or when I'm in like is it called delta? Or when I'm in my theta right before I go to sleep, ideas are rushing in, and I will wake up and I will write just the idea down. Like my notes for tonight, I'll just write like an idea down, and then it just kind of flows out of me. Sometimes I feel like I'm like, who wrote that? Yeah. So that's my method.
Okay.
It's just been like that since I'm a child, though. It's just that thing that I can do. It's that thing. It's that reason that I'm here.
Things that have been revealed to you. So again, how can the people contact you?
You can actually go to my Instagram. It's Mona.writes. And if you don't have $4.99, and if you don't have Kindle, just inbox me and I'll go your email and I'll
you gotta
send
talk
it
loud,
to
Mona.
you.
Mona's a soft-spoken person, but you can't be soft-spoken because they can't.
Come on, get loud, Mona, like that one on the end.
I'm gonna have to put my lips on the mic because I can't
Put
get
them
any
on
louder.
Right.
Put them on the mic. Do what you got.
Or on the
Wait, who
glass.
was talking on this before?
But Mona.writes on Instagram and also Mona Writes without the dot in the middle on .com.
Yes, and then go to Amazon and my name is Mona and the book is called Bad Bruh, BRUHS, Bad Bruhs, and then you can find it there in Man Trapper on Amazon.
Yay, Mona, you gonna stick around and flip and rotate and talk about the topic with us?
Yeah, I'm willfully I don't know anything that's going on in the world, so
that's all right, girl. You know what's
my
going on in the
reactions will
world.
be honest.
Okay, well, good. So we're gonna go to a little song, friends. We're gonna come back and we're gonna flip and rotate. A Plus is gonna tell us, give us a song right now. Plop Life, people love other people's problems
And pets.
and pets.
I love other people's pets.
You do?
I sure do.
She was
How's
other
Charlie?
people's pets too,
Charlie, my baby.
Charlie's Mona's dog.
My
Is
beautiful
he over on
purebred
your
schnauzer.
sofa?
Right, your schnauzer.
Is he over on your sofa?
He's at my mom's house.
Is
Oh,
he?
he is?
Yeah, but he's on the bed. She's like, I don't want no dog in the kitchen. I don't want no dog in the bed.
Wait, your mom is...
She's in Georgia.
Okay,
in
I was
Georgia.
about to say, I'm like, so he's not here?
So I was part of the problem with gentrification, and I sold out to the man
Oh, okay.
when they offered the money to move. So I moved quickly, and then the first place I found, they wouldn't let me have dogs.
Oh, so he's been there for a
Is that what
minute.
happened?
Yeah.
Well,
And
this
he's
is
in the
the
kitchen and sleeping with my mom.
and he's probably on the sofa, but we flipping and rotating the sofa pillows.
Let me flip.
So we gonna flip and rotate. No, I'm just saying because that's why I said, is he on the sofa?
He's on the sofa.
Okay, see. So sometimes she has to flip and rotate her
She
sofa.
has to.
So when she does that, she might, when she flipping them, she might find something that she didn't know she lost. Charlie might have put something underneath there.
Charlie.
And anyone else who has dogs or children or whomever may put them under there. And you looking for some things you didn't know that you lost, and finding some things that you didn't know you needed, and you flip it back up. See that now that's the soap, fluffing the pillows back up. And you turn it back around, you got a new sofa again where it looks new.
Sure do. You're right.
Yeah.
That's so true.
That came to that's why you see it like a sofa.
Yes, it's beautiful.
You like that?
You guys are so creative. It's like
That was the
subtle.
Lord.
It's subtle and creative at the
Subtle
same
and
time.
creative at the same time. So in this particular section, we talk about a few little things a little bit more in depth as we can possibly go. And we try not to visit Shirley's house that's being shady and messy. We're not supposed to do that.
Hey, Shirley, I'll be over there tomorrow.
Ooh, she visit tomorrow.
You gonna take a visit?
Because they ain't going to let me talk today. I'm going to have to come over there to Shirley tomorrow. I want the mess.
You want to be messy today?
I don't even know what's going on in the world. I don't know the
That's
mess.
fine.
Tell me.
We're about to tell you.
Tell me what happened, child.
Well, one of the things we were talking about, like she said earlier, there's the Amazon is on fire.
Yeah.
And ain't nobody saying shit, ain't nobody doing shit.
Right.
It's just burning.
Right.
Does anybody know why it's burning?
I heard political reasons.
Yeah. The fires have been deliberately
So you do know something.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What do you know?
That's just what I heard when I was in South Africa and they had fires
Come on,
there
South
too.
Africa.
They were saying similar reasons that differing political parties will set fire and to make some kind of point. I don't understand it. It was explained to me, but I was so infuriated with that being the reason that I couldn't wrap my mind around it. And the same thing is going on with the Amazon, that it's supposed to be for political reasons.
It probably fire because I'm just thinking because fire destroys. You can salvage things sometimes out of water. Fire destroys. There's nothing you can get out of a fire, and it leaves a lasting
farm
smoke.
animals or something like that.
Yeah, it's for farmers. They said the fires are being set intentionally because it's for farmers and other industries who like logging and stuff. So what they'll do is they'll cut down the trees, they'll sell them, and then they'll set it on fire so that they can make more room for what they're trying to grow agriculturally. So it's
because it destroys. That's what I'm just saying. It destroys.
The
reasons could vary. I'm not saying the reasons, but I'm just saying the use of using that versus just saying we're going to clear the land or whatever. Using a fire because fire completely destroy. That's why if you talk about Bible earlier, God says come by fire. Next time they won't be delivered by it because before last time it was with water and knowing the ark. When the fire comes, that's it. It's gone.
Violent acts against
so
the
they
innocent,
can make
against the
room
innocent
so they
earth,
can
against
start
innocent
selling
children,
other things or
against
growing
innocent
other
people
things.
shopping.
Well, wait a minute, both of y'all was saying something. What you
Oh,
said?
go ahead. Go ahead, Mona.
You go ahead.
No,
I'm
no,
plopping on
so
your
that they
sofa.
could, so that they could again, right, so that they can start prepping the land for farming to sell different things. So yeah, it's deliberate, and it shouldn't be happening because, of course, it's a rainforest in the Amazon and it's very damp. So this is not a place where the fires would just start on their own.
Right.
It's very deliberate. And the increase has been over 50% from last year. It's a significant increase. And so people are trying to bring awareness, and I'm about to die. Bloop.
And
People are trying to bring awareness to this because, again, it's an agenda. It's for money that they're doing this. And they just want to make sure that people are aware and talking about it so that they can stop deliberately. We need the rainforest. I don't know if people know.
around the world.
Right.
I think it's 22% of our oxygen or something.
Yeah.
Well, I was reading that's kind of embellished.
exaggerated?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's right. It's nothing more special. Yes, they have a lot more that's there, but it's nothing that's that significantly different than other
Is there a way
places
of measuring that? Because one person said one thing, one person says another thing.
Yeah, they can. They can measure it.
So maybe somebody's right, maybe somebody isn't right. So who knows?
I know.
But
I
what
want
were you
it. I
about to
want
say?
all of it. Oh, I just said, is it an attack on innocence? The
Yes.
land hasn't done anything to you.
Nothing.
These children haven't done anything to you. What happened in Texas is just an attack on that. And what's going? It just seems very. Even the president, and we
What you
blame
talking
him
about?
and we don't like him
Talking
a
about
lot.
Texas?
I'm just talking about everything that
Oh.
is attacking something that isn't doing anything to
Right.
you. To make some kind
Right.
of point that is of rage or anger. None of it. It's not adding up.
It's speaking of the shooting in Odessa, Texas, and again, we send our prayers to the families and to Talisa Ray said, "Come on with the knowledge down there, lady."
Hey, Talisa!
Yes, Talisa. But the families and the people who were affected by the shooting in Odessa, Texas, and I really didn't even involve too much energy into the background of this person, that person, they did A, B, and C, because I was looking at the news and they said, why do we keep asking why these people are doing this? Why do we keep asking why? And the LA Times did a front page. Yes.
Because we want to get into the psyche of this
Why?
We want to know.
Why?
What
But
are you thinking?
the
That's with anything though. That's natural.
they can, hold on, because they can't hear you. But the LA Times did a piece today on front page. They said LA Times says motive unknown. Sacramento Bee says motive a mystery. Because we're asking why, and we get answers, but how does that stop it from happening? Why are we just asking why without, it's just like somebody saying you have a problem. Oh, you say, I can't feed my family. Oh, you can't feed your family? Why you can't feed your family? Because I lost my job A, B, and C. Oh, okay, and walk away. The fuck do you need to know that for?
Oh, so the question of why isn't asking so that we can figure it out and stop it
why
from happening.
Why are we asking and not doing any action to do anything about it?
Yeah. The why,
there's no
just so you can
why,
know.
There's no reason why to keep asking, because really what it boils down to is that these people, they always have this explainable reason, some deep pain in their soul, some hungering, lonely, whatever. It's usually a white man who has afforded different avenues in life, who are just going through whatever they're going through, and they attack on innocence, like you said. And the crazy part about it is, when I was looking at the news story this morning on Spectrum One News, shout out Spectrum One, they at the end of the piece they said, why do they keep doing it? Because they can. Nothing's happening to these people.
But is it wrong though for people to ask why though?
Why with what purpose? That's like people asking you. When you're going through something, people are always going through. When you go through something, do you want people to just focus on why you're going through something?
But I don't. That's okay
though. We're having two different conversations. She's saying, I want to understand why, so I can figure out you, so I can break you down, so this doesn't happen again. You're saying, why are you going to ask why if you ain't going to do nothing about it?
But we know why. It's the same answer. They're doing it.
Is it the same answer?
It's not
pretty much.
No,
pretty much. This man had the man that they end up doing all this stuff, doing all this shooting in just now. He had books and looking up stuff on how to own a slave. He had the same, almost identical findings from every other mass shooter that has happened, that has been taking place here. So it's like it's a reoccurring situation because they can get away with it. They can get away with it, and most times they can walk away from it. This particular one got killed, but even and I hadn't even done the comparison, but the comparison between the ones who get killed by the police or kill themselves in comparison to the ones who actually go away and just walk away from it, like a Dylan Roof or what it not that be. What is that number? What are you doing about that? How are we trying to prevent that? We're not doing any gun control. NRA got that on lock.
I don't know. I don't think it's just, I mean, the way you're describing or the way I'm hearing it, it almost feels hopeless.
No. Not hopeless in the sense that we're not giving up hope. But what are we doing to? If you're not a part of the solution, you're part of the problem.
I think.
What solution are we trying to come to? Besides just because we can't stop. Because the thing about it is, what the whole why do we ask why question is that why are we just stopping there? Why are we stopping at a hashtag and pray for the victims and then wait for the next thing?
There are people who are trying to actually work though to change things.
Well, some things you can try, some things you gotta just do.
I think there's a consciousness shift though, like in anything that happens in history. You know what I mean? If we talk about it, we talk about how horrible it is. Because at one time it was like, yeah, that's right, get them niggas, right? So consciousness happens, and if everybody, even the Me Too movement or the rape culture, time has changed because Bill Cosby just went to jail after 30-something years, but consciousness has changed, and now we have put him away. So if we're hashtagging and we're talking about how horrible it is, the shift in consciousness is slow.
Right.
And I think we're in the middle of one right now. It happens and it changes.
But there are a lot of things there are a lot of problems that also have immediate solutions that we're not looking to take care of.
Well, I understand that. I agree with that too.
But there's some problems don't take 20 years to figure out.
Right. I'm just looking for some hope in the conversation.
No.
It feels like, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing we are doing.
No. It's not that we can do. We're asking why, just to know why we're not taking the opportunity to do anything. That's what the point of it was.
I think this type of conversation is important because maybe someone has an idea, or maybe someone knows someone who has an idea, and it'll motivate them and move them.
What the thing about it is that we know pain and disease and terror,
and we need not get comfortable with it.
Make money. These things make money.
It's true.
9/11 that makes money today still. These things make money. Cancer makes money.
Cancer definitely makes money.
Yes, it makes money. So it's like, why are we asking why? Are we? Because you're just like, because you think about how much money that cancer has made since the inception of these different institutions, and ain't nobody got no cure. Okay.
I don't know if nobody got a cure.
Right. It's not accessible to everybody.
Right.
But Sacha had brought up too. There was an article about Walmart changing the ammunition they sell or something.
Rubber bullets.
You said rubber bullets. Yep. In light of the incident that happened at Walmart, they're changing their policy to stop selling certain types of ammunition in their stores. Yeah.
Which types are they not going to sell?
Wait, hold on. Let me go back to my little loads.
That's and you like Walmart shouldn't be selling no ammunition.
I
But,
completely agree.
You think so?
Hell no. For what?
Who is shopping at Walmart?
Walmart.
They're saying
Thank you.
short barrel rifle ammunition.
Okay.
So like 22 caliber gun. They're gonna discontinue sales of those type of handgun ammunitions, and that's gonna be actually entirely in the state of Alaska. So in certain areas, they're just not gonna sell them absolutely at all. Which is
Certain
pretty big,
things I
though.
think you should get from certain areas. Like
You don't think Walmart should sell bullets?
No.
Why?
No, because Walmart is a store of convenience, which means a lot of things. And I've worked for Walmart before, and it's a store about. It's a store built on impulse shopping. That's why when you go to Walmart for trash bags, you come out spending $300 on stuff you don't even know what you got.
That's so
It's a store built. It is set up on impulse shopping. Sometimes people have impulsive thoughts about things, and they go and they misuse these things, and they can go in there and say Walmart with very little to no red tape, and I can go get this, and I can go commit these horrible things. I'm not deer hunting necessarily.
But you could
It's
go
impulse
anywhere though, not necessarily Walmart if there's no, like you
Well,
said.
we're talking
there's
about
no red
Walmart.
But see,
tape.
Walmart is the anywhere because
Yes.
it's everywhere.
It's thank you.
And the annoyance
But
and
if there are
energy that you
rules,
have
though-
circling around there and it's vegan.
If there are rules in place though and laws in place,
They
you
don't
couldn't
have
go
any.
to a Walmart
They don't,
to
right.
get it.
They
They
don't.
don't
I'm just
have
saying it
any.
doesn't matter if it's Walmart or anywhere else.
Well,
that
it
you
does.
go.
That's
I
what
see what you're
because
saying.
my point I was going to say was I think there are certain places you should go to, like when you go to the doctor and you go to a doctor, your general practitioner, whatever the case may be, and they're like, okay, you have a problem with so and so. Let me take. You should go. Let me give you this number to go to a specialist. Here is, and there are certain doctors that will only take you if you have a referral. So you should go to a place who is specified, designated to say we only do this, and this is how it should be here, and this is how you should get this. Versus a impulse shopping. It's not even a convenience. It's an impulse shopping store. That's what it's built. It's built on impulse. The way the store is set up, so that your eye is seeing different things because it's impulse shopping. They're not necessarily a gun store. They're just a store that carries guns.
And it's a place Bubba Jenkins can go when he's mad that
Right.
day and just pick up some guns.
But can't Bubba go to any place and pick up because there are
But
no
Bubba
laws
knows
in place?
that
But
he
Bubba
knows
knows
he can
he
go to
get-
Walmart.
Thank you, and get away
He don't
with
know
it.
about
you
any
can
other place. He knows he
Google-
go to
But
Walmart.
you can Google any gun shop and go and find the same thing. But the laws are the barriers in place to stop people. I don't think it's an issue with Walmart selling guns. You can go anywhere and get a gun.
think
You can go
Walmart-
down the street and get a gun.
My only point in opinion,
Which
which
way?
is valid, was that I don't think Walmart should be selling guns. Period. I just don't think they should be selling guns.
It's not,
That
maybe
is
I
it.
think maybe because it's
Not
Walmart,
Walmart.
is such a big thing. It's almost like an endorsement. It's
Yes.
and no offense to Walmart shoppers. but
No, at
it's an
all. I shop
endorsement
at
of the
Walmart.
idiot that can get it, and they're coming after us and our children. And our,
But I'm willing to also wonder how many of those people actually purchased guns though from Walmart who did the mass killings.
I don't know,
So
and I really
many.
don't care. I just don't think Walmart should be selling guns.
But you're saying that for a reason. But okay.
Because, and I said it, because it's an impulse shopping store. I think I said the whole thing about why I don't think they should do it, but it's easy. It's easier to do it than
as
it is to go
opposed
to a gun store.
and like if you go to a
It's
gun store,
easier.
there's an intention. There's some kind of it. And I haven't been, but here in LA, but you feel like there's some kind of check that you have to go through in order to just.
Just like here in California, you
yeah.
can't. They stopped selling certain.
Like if you go to Roscoe's, you go there with intention because you got to stand in line, wait a long
Right.
time, as opposed to just driving through Popeyes and you're like,
I
I'm gonna just
understand
pick up
that.
a biscuit right quick.
But I
and when you
guess
go to a gun store,
My
you
point is,
have your.
it doesn't matter where you're going.
It's still accessible.
It still is right, exactly.
If that's
That's
what you
Because
wanna
there's
do.
not a barrier.
Yeah,
no
that's
matter
true.
where you
but
go.
Deshon is saying it's.
But
so,
how many
it's just-
people are?
it's re-
But
it's
I don't know how
impulsive.
many people though are just impulsively buying
The
guns.
shooters.
A lot of people are clearly.
The wrong
we have,
people.
If we have 200 and some, that's
Well, the
not-
right
But
like, how
I
do
mean,
you
there's
ask that
still
question?
some
We have-
things that
we've
you
had
have to go
200
through to
and
get.
some
You
odd
can't
mass
just go up,
shootings in
walk,
here
and
where
buy
most-
a gun. You still have to do some. Because
No,
I went to
no, you
purchase
don't.
a gun.
No, you don't.
I
Not at
have to-
Walmart, you don't. At Walmart, I worked there. You don't. I know what I'm not done. This is not just me reading something. I worked for Walmart for years.
Yeah, but did you work in the gun department? You worked at Walmart.
I could have if they needed a cashier over there. It's an impulse store. You go over there, you get in where you fit in.
But that's not saying.
So if they needed a cashier over there, you can go
anywhere. Sporting goods, you get it from the sporting goods store.
But there's still laws regarding guns. Walmart is not exempt from gun laws.
Okay, we can talk about this all night, but I'm just not saying anything about. This is not me guessing. I didn't read this. I worked there.
But
Walmart
just because you worked there doesn't mean that you can just
said,
go and get a gun no matter what.
Walmart should sell guns. Period. That's not even nothing that we need to even. That's my opinion. I'm not saying that Walmart.
That's fine. That's your opinion.
I never said Walmart was the reason for selling guns. Was the reason we have mass shooters. I just said Walmart shouldn't be selling guns, and I backed it up with a very valid point. I just didn't say that.
Well, that was valid in your opinion.
Okay. Well, that's all that matters. It's not invalid nowhere. It's valid everywhere because I didn't say that they're the reasoning for the mass shooting. I said that you shouldn't be able to buy it there.
Makes it a lot easier to do things you don't need to be doing as opposed to a gun shop where there may or is likely to be, or the assumption is that there's some background check that I have to go through, and
so
I'm not going to.
You don't have to do a background check at Walmart.
No,
that's not true.
Okay,
I don't know about the background check.
Okay,
at Walmart.
I don't know what I'm talking about. You worked at Walmart before? Or you
didn't work in the gun department.
Did you work at Walmart before?
So you're telling me Turner's is different from Walmart? Turner's has all of these laws.
Yes, Turner's is different from Walmart. The name is called Turner's.
But I'm saying in terms of the law. The law is universal. Walmart is not exempt from laws whether they're selling guns or not. You saying you can just go to Walmart and get a gun and there's nothing that's going to stop you, and Turner's is different, and I'm saying it's not true.
I know she's making. They're two different points.
You're trying to make my point. Your point is not. Yeah. I'm not even invalidating your point. You're trying to invalidate mine. That was kind of low, but it's okay.
I'm not trying to invalidate your
said my point was
point
valid to me. You did try. You attempted to. But what I'm saying is that my only point was I don't think they should sell it. That was it. I didn't say they were the reasoning.
I think you should stop talking. That's it. Next point. We already at 9:34.
Walmart or not, there's still access to guns, especially if you know what I'm saying, from the streets.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying, people are getting guns from whoever they're getting guns from.
You can go. You
don't need to go to Walmart. You don't need to go to no damn store. You feel me? You can get it from the homie down the block.
But if I want to shoot somebody because I'm mad, and I'm gonna go find a homie down the block. I don't know a homie, and I don't know a particular gun shop, but I know I can go up in Walmart and get it. And by the time I found the homie or went to the gun shop, I might be a little calmer, and I might be like, you know what, it's not worth it. As opposed to me just being in Walmart and be like, I don't like that little in line, and I'm going to go get me. But I don't know the laws of or the rules and regulations of Walmart, which is what your point was.
Right.
But she's saying she does know, and it's so accessible. It's
no
a whole different. It's just a lot faster and a much quicker decision with so many lives at hand for such a store that's so accessible. Because I don't have a homie down the street that's accessible to me. There's an old lady I wish she would fix that walk because it's so loud in the morning when I'm running. So that's my accessibility. So I would have to go to Walmart if I wanted to do an impulse shooting. You guys are both making good separate points. But on to the next topic. Well, the next topic on the let me fluff my pillows.
Malik Yoba has been in the well, not necessarily the news, it's on Instagram and I guess what they call the news of today's news of the millennials online, social media, Instagram, because we talked about a young man a couple weeks ago by the name of Maurice Willoughby, who was a person who was openly dating a transgender woman, and he was taunted profusely and terribly. Attacked. Thank you. Attacked online, and he was already dealing with mental issues, and he had a breaking point, which we all do.
Yeah.
And Malik Yoba went on to a lot of different celebrities posted, but Malik Yoba went online and posted. And in his post, he was supportive of him and talked about how he supported the transgender community. And also, at that point in his post, proclaimed himself to be a person who dates and likes trans women himself, which is huge for a person of that caliber, with it being so taboo to like certain people.
I haven't heard a celebrity that
ever.
Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor said it in his book.
Prior
Prior Convictions.
Prior Convictions, he did. He said that.
But that was the last time I heard someone of that stature.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's normally a situation where you just like, oh, I was accidentally picking her up. We've heard that story.
The lies.
Oh, I didn't know that was so and so and so and such, and A, B, and C. We've heard that, and that has been one particular thing. But we've also never, especially for a black, because everything's taboo to black people, child. We do every goddamn thing, but under the sun. But everything's taboo, and we so self-righteous within our own right a lot of times.
Well, we do that because we are seen so negatively outside. We want
well,
to
it
make
also
it seem
comes
beautiful.
from very religious. An installation of it from the background of we had to go to, and religion is nothing but rules. Yes. Not relationship. It's not church. Religion is something totally different outside of that. But I think a lot of that's instilled. So even though we can get up in the pulpit and say, for instance, homosexuality is wrong, but we only looking for a gay choir director.
Right. They are the best.
Well, so it's very counter. And a lot of times we're all, but they've come on to attack his kids. They've come on to attack. Just for him saying this, he actually said something again. He did another post today, where he kind of was like, "Y'all need to chill on that." But for him to do that and say that as a black man in 2019. Oh wow! I
love that he lives in his truth, because I'm not a fan of his work or anything like that.
Okay.
I didn't watch his shows. He's how some actors you like and some you don't. I don't. I never believed him when he was acting. I was like, look at Malik Yoba pretend to be so and so. But that's just the type of viewer I am.
Okay.
But when he did that, I have the respect.
You look at him differently.
I respect anybody that lives in their truth. And they don't hide or pretend to be something else.
Most intellectual people who are not hiding anything in any part of their life can respect it when they see it.
Yeah, and I look at him differently now. Maybe I will, watch the trailer for his next show. But I have so much respect.
I know I was talking and I was like, you know what? I wonder if it's going to work for or against them. And I think a little bit. But you know what? Before you get to the other side, it's always heated drama and hard. It's a hard road before you get to the other side and be like, you know what, I came through A, B, and C. What going through it is difficult. And God bless him for pressing forward.
I love that about him.
I do too.
Live your truth.
And even in spite of, because the points he was making was he didn't say anything for people to attack him, but people are we hate ourselves.
Yes.
And misery loves company. So we have to be on the attack all the time. But I think a lot of people.
And why are you mad at somebody about who they love?
And he didn't say anything
taken
about
from you? Is it taken from your money?
Nothing. Well, it's because we are. Our show is people of other people's problems, but it don't cost you nothing to mind your business, but it costs you everything. Not
but you
to.
know what I think? That's a shift in consciousness, and I would
is.
like to attribute that to Live, Work, Pose. That's my favorite
yeah.
show. That show
a
is
lot
so
of it.
good.
A lot of it.
You
I
watch
think a lot
that?
of it. Even RuPaul's Drag Race. Because it went from logo to was mostly a gay LGBT channel to VH1, which is everybody's just like putting it in somebody else's face who may not have seen it. And winning all these awards, and the back, it's not just about, we're going to get on the stage and look pretty. It's like a whole backstory
it's
behind it.
normalizing things that have been put in the closet for so long. And he's a bold person, but there's going to be more that's coming out, more famous people that's coming out, more famous comedians that are gay that are hopefully will eventually come. That's the shift in consciousness I'm talking about. And you're right. We don't
want to wait and see.
We don't always want to wait 20 years. We do need something immediate to happen in the case where somebody is dying, but we do need to also shift our consciousness so that when we see something and normalize things that are actually normal and stop villainizing people for things they can't help.
Which goes into even what we're talking about. That's why our subject is our topic today is the cost to be you. What does it take to be you? What is your give up? What does it take? People don't understand. They think they know, but no. The only person who really truly, no matter how distant or close they are to you, that knows your entire cost is you.
Yeah.
So now I think people are like, okay, what did that cost him to do that? Is it going to cost him friendships, relationships, work? It's already costing somebody, costing basically his children.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do when we just ignorant. We just, go to burning crosses on people's lawns and stuff. We do ignorant shit, burning forest fires and.
But you know what I like about him? Whatever it costs him, whatever it's going to shed him, I think he didn't want to carry anyway, or things that need to be put down.
Because he said that too. He was like, he's been carrying that. His post was the post he did recently today was like 3 pages, 3 of those Instagram.
Watch how his life changes.
Watch how his life changes.
blows up in some way, or some wonderful piece is going to happen to him that's going to make him different.
But you know what? It's
make him real. Maybe I'll like him now.
Maybe you like him. You know, it's almost like Job. It's like in the Bible when he lost all those different things, he gained double for what he did. So it may cost him some
Job with the leprosy and still reach heaven.
But you know, and they like this what the church we say, double for his trouble. But it was hard. It was a hard road to that happen.
Yeah.
But you know, it may cost him some relationships. But anybody who is not in relationship with you any longer, or disowning you, or whatever for reason, for you being, like you said, living in your truth, wasn't really there for you in the beginning of the first place. They were masking it out. But all those people will be placed doubly.
It was too expensive a cost.
Too expensive. Ooh, all right. Let's go to a song and talk about that, honey, because that's going into all the points, child. Yes. So we can do a little 5-second song, honey, and come back and talk about the cost. Please, again, if you want to join in our conversation, you can go to PLOPP Life on any other social media platforms. I think Sacha's, Facebook is up, and you can come to any one of these places.
Thomas and Ricky.
You can come to any one on YouTube and all the different places, and you can chime in. You can call us to 310-910-9676 extension 1 if you want to chime in and talk about what it takes to be you. What does it take to be you? Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about it.
You know what? The cost it takes to be you. The cost it takes to be you. It just pertains, again, what does it take to maintain your daily life? And like I said, in the business or in the business world, they call it the day-to-day. Let me see the day-to-day. That's what they do. Let's see the day-to-day. In any business you're in, be it the salon, let me see my schedule. You know, or if you a lawyer, whatever, let me see my appointments, or whatever, use the day-to-day. Whether it be orders or you just want to see the data. But some things are just like a regular thing. They're not written down. They just are unspoken, and you just do them because it's something that's innate in you that you've done out of habit. So the cost to be you, that's just what it really pertains to. And again, you know, this is the sermon part of the show.
Preach!
Because this is a ministry, and like we always say, ministry just means service.
Okay.
That's all ministry means. You know, it's not a big churchy situation. We use it in church because church is meant to serve. But it's about service. And you serve people by giving them something that they can take with them forever. You know, something that you could use. You could listen to this particular episode or any one of the episodes with a topic 20 years from now, and it'll ring true. You can listen to it in here, or you can listen to it in Singapore. You can listen to it in China, Timbuktu, under a rock somewhere, and it should always.
I like that. I think your talents and your life should be about service.
It should.
Because if it's not, you're just going to leave here, and it's just going to be a... That's what it's going to be.
Okay, Mona. What you had to say about that?
And my dad used to say that a leader is someone who's of service. No one's going to follow you if it's no benefit to them. Not truly.
You know, that's something that stuck with me too when they did the BET Awards last, and they gave this achievement award to Mary J. Blige, and then she went up there and she just said, and I remember this because it was so fierce. She was like, "I am a leader. I am she said, I am a leader. I am a legend, and I am a queen." And she said, what makes me those things is because I serve people, not because I tell people what to do. Rulers tell people what to do. Queens and kings and leaders serve people. You have to.
Our heroes are always service.
Always service.
Our police, our military, even Superman.
It's always about service.
It's
always about service. And so, and when you understand people, I think that you get a better understanding of, because some people like to say things like, does it take all that? Yes, it does.
To be me, yeah.
It does take all that.
This is how I'm spending my coin.
You know, everybody
not
has
literal coin, but emotional, spiritual coin.
Everything, everything. You know, it does take all that, because some people's day to day, you know, it's the cost you have to when you have kids. You got to get up in the morning, get them ready. If you like you said, you have a dog, you got to, before you go to work, you have to take your dog out. You got to make sure, you know, even some of my friends be like, we can go out, so they're like, I gotta take my dog out real quick. You're like, oh, okay, that's the cost. That's the cost. But you know, the thing about it is, though, with costs, that everybody's much is much to them. My much is very much to me. Your much is very much to you. And when you understand that, especially when you understand about yourself, you don't think somebody's much is too much, because you understand your much.
Or I ain't thinking about your much.
I'm not thinking about your much.
Come on with the word.
Yeah.
And the wittism.
What's in your notes over there, Brian?
What it costs to be me, I have a bunch of things.
We will say it, girl.
Sleep.
Sleep. Come on.
It costs me sleep because I like to run in the morning and I like to box, not kickbox, but I like to box, fight at night. And I love and I'm a physical person, so I'm not like heavy physical things. So in order for me to have peace, you know, I lose a little sleep because I'm running, but the running is meditation for me in the morning. I'm not running fast. I can, but I run like a nice, comfortable pace.
Jog.
And it's not about exercising. It's an emotional time. It's a piece. It's not actual meditation. You can't really be looking for the cars coming or anything, but it just brings me so much peace in the morning and conversation.
But that gives you, doing that, because see, I could probably sleep till 7. You're like, I can't sleep. Your cost is I can't sleep till 7 because I gotta run, and I'm running for my peace because I want to make sure when I get out there, I don't blow up on you.
Yeah.
That's the cost.
Yeah, I work in law, so and my attorneys know that if there's a panicking situation, I'm not gonna panic with you because I know we're just actually pushing paper. Nobody's heart is pumping in our hands. So what do you want me to do? Let's get this done. Let's get it done calmly and correctly, and you can get your little behind away from my desk.
Yes.
But I am that. And then at night when it kind of catches up to you because you've been dealing with it all day, I'll go punch a bag.
Yes.
So, but I lose sleep because I have to get up at 5, and if I fight until 7 or 8, 9 o'clock at night, I'm tired. So
You're tired.
I don't sleep as much as I want, but I'm finding that I don't need it that much. I feel like I'm rested, but the sleeping in part that people love to talk about, I sleep in on Sunday, I don't get to.
I don't either. I don't know a day I do sleep. Even when I'm off, I ain't got nothing to do. I wake up and go do stuff because I always have something to do. There's something to be done. There's somebody to take care of it. Something, and I don't. And I know that cost, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. You can't question it because a lot of the cost to be you also has to do with the way others treat you. Like if you're a celebrity, your cost is you ain't got no privacy. And sometimes you have to be aware of the things and the things that you do, the things that you say.
Yeah.
Like if you are a lawyer or a teacher, some things can get you disbarred. Some things you get outside of the job.
Yeah.
So your cost is I can't partake in that.
Damian Marley, I better not ever see you in public. I'm gonna ruin your peace. You just might as well let me in. So there's a cost to be you.
Some of them do get really, really upset. I mean, even when I think about it,
wonderful and kind, though. He's a beautiful
even when I think about it for myself personally, being the type of woman that I represent, I have to be conscious of where I'm at and who I'm around as well. I don't live in a state of, oh my God, panic and somebody's out to get me, but I have to be aware and aware and conscious in ways that other women do not. I have to be cognizant, so that helps me. Like you were saying, like thinking, my mind has to be completely thinking, and being also like, you know, I don't know, this person may know or may not know, but I don't want to be too, because some people don't need a reason not like you, and they could blow up at you. But the cost is I have to be more aware, and I can't be more as lackadaisical with things sometimes as I can. And it's hard for other people to understand, and that's okay. You don't have to understand. Just respect it.
But you can't really relax.
I can relax
in life.
I have to just
aware.
I have to be cognizant of where I'm at, what I'm doing, what I'm saying, how it's presented. Because some people could be like, "Are you trying to?" No.
So you learn to relax and do that at the same time. Because I don't know that. Because I
not
know.
Immediately.
Okay.
And not immediately. But there was a cost to that too. Learn how to do that.
And that's what
or take it off.
From, that quick-witted.
Wipe it off, bitch, if you can't do it. But you know, and I also learned too, it's okay to let others share in the cost, as long as they don't have controlling interest.
Break that down.
It's okay for people to help you doing what you do and being who you are and being what you be. For instance, when you have a business,
I gotta learn that.
When you have a business and when you own a business, you have to trust other people to work in parts of it. That's sharing in the cost. They're doing labor, they're doing work, and they're paying because your payment that you pay is always your time, talent, or your money.
Right.
And it takes those things, or all of them. Sometimes one thing or all things. And that's your payment. That's what you receive or what you give. So you can give people that. You know, it's been times where I have been in the kitchen working with with Sacha at Cheesecake de Granger, and I'm like, my cost is when she's in here and she's on work mode, just do what needs to be done. And when you're called to that, and you can do that. That person shouldn't always have to tell you. You should just automatically know. Okay.
So when you are in the kitchen with Sacha and are you allowed to have cupcakes that like?
You ain't allowed to do a damn thing, but just wash dishes and keep everything clean.
But what is
and
there
keep the
extras
utensils
that
coming.
fall down places?
Sometimes, but that's afterwards.
I'd like to spend a little of my cost helping in the kitchen. Just give me the crumbs that fell on the side of the pan that you scraped off.
But that's sharing in the time. That's sharing time and talent. Because I know how to do that. I know how to just not say nothing. I know how to wash dishes, and I know how to keep people. What's going on?
On my eye.
Oh, I thought you were explaining something to me on my eye. But I know how to do those things, and I know how to just be. Because I'm a supporter. I know how to support.
You are of service.
I am a servant.
People in your
life
that you love, just in general.
Yeah.
I remember one time we were just talking about something random,
and
Deshon told me how some girl came up to her and was like, "Give me $2," and Deshon said, and I was in my car, and you know what? I just reached into my purse and gave her $2. That's the cost to be you. It costs you $2 to be kind to that woman.
It does.
Because I would have spent a different kind of had a different time of expenditure. She was just very rude. The way it's just rude in her asking.
Yeah, it was.
And you were like, you looked at her and you saw that she needed it.
She did need it.
So you handed her the $2, as opposed to someone, not me, maybe my evil twin would have said like, that's why you ain't got no money right now.
Right.
With a nasty ass attitude. You know.
But you know what? Doing
but
that.
That's of service. And that taught me something. And I am not. It's a moment you have with somebody, and that's how you serve somebody. You know, I know you're in pain, and I know it's not about me. I can see what's going on with you, and here.
And a conversation wasn't going to do it. Here go $2.
Yeah. And the curse her out wasn't going to make you or her feel any better.
No, because even when we do it here on Plop, it's like there's so much nasty and negativity on the internet. You cannot. Even because it's a representation of the world, you can't get rid of all the nasty.
That's what I wrote down, conversation, because I will not let that mess with my spirit. I can't. I had to unplug from stuff.
But you can't get rid of all of it. The only thing that you can do is replace it. That's what they say. The only way to conquer hate is with love. So you have to do the opposite of what it is. If we drown it out, even if it's just one little piece of show in the corner of the internet, that is one place somebody know they can go to and not have to hear, BS, and they can have a little fun, be informed, and in a way that speaks to you on your level, and they can move on. But it's also even that I've been also in a position where I've needed $2. Where I've needed something. So, and I know that sometimes you're in so much pain that it's like, how do I ask this? And you just ask for it. But that's a part of knowing your worth. When you know your worth, not only do you add tax to it, okay, but you never bargain it, never go on sale, never go on clearance. Never. I used to watch the Tabitha. You remember that show Tabitha Takeover? But this hairstylist, she would go into the
the English lady.
Girl, she would be so crazy. But one thing, she went into one of the salons. They had the price list up, and she said, I guess business wasn't so good, so they was like putting haircuts is gonna be $10 off. She said, take all that down. Don't do that. Charge your price. She said, either charge your price or give it away. Don't ever discount it, because you're cheapening your skill. Don't never discount what your worth is. Because mostly places, and I shop at these places, don't get me wrong, like TJ Maxx and stuff like that, you know why they exist? Because that shit people don't want. Usually bargain shit is shit there's too much that people didn't want and didn't sell. Because stuff that sells out is gone. It's not nothing there.
And put yourself to the test.
And you put yourself to the test.
Like Nipsey Hussle, remember he had the CDs or the tapes that were selling for $100 and they sold out? And
yes.
Then he had a second thing that came and people were around the store.
I'm not right.
You decide your value.
You decide your value. And you also understand, too, that everybody's not able to pay your cost. And you can't get mad at them for that. You just excuse yourself away from them.
I understand, and I will separate quickly.
You do. Because I think about the B's. I think about Black. I think about Banks. I think about Bentleys. Because Benz, right. I think about what I say Bentley, because Bentley don't average. You'll never seen a Bentley or Rolls Royce commercial or ad or billboard, nothing like that.
Yeah, I have a character in my book that despises. She won't even go to a restaurant if there's a billboard for it. She said, I don't want to go to places where people are begging for customers.
Not only that, but people who buy, let me tell you something, when you go to these stores, people are not going to buy those stores as a mode of transportation. When you drive that kind of car, you're making a statement. Mm-hmm. They don't care about the miles per gallon that the gas gets. They don't care about none of that stuff, but it's a cost for it. Mm-hmm. You have to be prepared if a tire goes out to pay $500 for a tire. You can't get them $30 tires no more, sugar.
No, you can't.
You can't do that. But they know their worth. Like for a black card, I've seen them. I've held them. You can't apply for that. They send them to you. Mm-hmm. They send them titanium to you. They don't need you to apply for it, baby. There's no limit on them. We know who can afford it, who can't. You can't apply for that.
I love hanging out with those people.
Yes. Yes.
Because they got to spend it. They got to spend it. But when I see a homeless person, I always give what I have because I know where my next dollar, my next $2 coming from. I know where it is. And it doesn't hurt me to hand it out unless I'm trying to go get something right quick.
Yeah. But you have to just make sure that when you do, you are just consistent. And you every time, you know what my grandma would say, pay it, don't play it. Show up every time in full force, every time, because feelings don't incur costs. Because nobody feels like paying rent, but you have to pay it if you want to stay inside.
A bunch of blog posts from me right now.
I am. You're more than welcome to use those for a nominal fee. I'm just joking.
I'll put your name on there.
I'm just playing. But you have to show all the way up all the time and be consistent, because that's one of the ways that banks tell fraudulent bills. This bill is inconsistent with the other one. You're a fraud.
Consistency.
Yeah. But that's our little show, honey. It's like it's time to go, honey.
Is it already?
Yeah,
it went by so.
It did go by so
tell us
fast.
what it cost to be you.
I didn't have no cost tonight.
You was cheap.
I was real, yeah.
Well, we thank you so much, Mona Rice, for coming by.
Thank you guys
darling.
for having me. I love both of y'all. I'm so glad I don't have to get jumped in to hang out with you.
You're so silly. Anytime, girl.
What's up, A+?
We are going to, next week, our top is going to be lesson learned. Lessons that you have learned, that you've experienced, that you have gone through, that you can use to help other people. And our guest next week is going to be the actor and comedian Michael Collier.
Michael Collier?
Yes,
love him.
Everybody loves him. I love him too. He's going to be here. That's like really huge. I'm so excited. We're so excited here.
I'll be tuning in.
Yes, please do.
As
please
usual.
do.
Of course.
Thank you so much, Mona, for coming by.
Thank you for your wisdom.
Thank you, Sacha and A+ and Cheesecake de Granger, honey, and all of our friends who watch today and watch every single Tuesday. Thank you so much. Please continue to watch and please subscribe every single Tuesday at 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Plop out.
Plop out.